Hey, Marco, you ready for the tack show? You got an intro?
Nah, man, I was watching New Wrestling. Those guys really suck. We didn't hit this intro, dude. We gotta hit the intro now.
Ready?
We really don't even have the intro. God, I just told
No,
everybody
we
get ready.
don't. But
all right,
we're better than you, and we know it. Sorry.
Nice. Darth Lopez is joining us for the entire show. Awesome. Yeah, that went really bad. I forgot that I'm. It's been a heck of a week, Pete. Just happened to notice I forgot that I'm setting up a con this weekend, so that's fun.
You could have set up a root canal for the same day you got to do a show, like I did. So you had no time to do anything.
Instead of getting ready, I decided to go watch Venom in a completely empty theater. And when I mean empty, I mean like. No, the entire building was empty. There was nobody there. It was
That's the best.
Yeah.
I had that once.
It was weird though.
I had that.
It was weird because in the beginning of the movie, it sounds like doors are opening. So it kept in the background though, in the surround sound. So it always sounded
turning around.
Yeah, I kept turning around because it's awkwardly. First off, all the previews and stuff are it's like they did the preview of Jason or Halloween or whatever. Then they started the show right after Halloween, and there's creaking of doors opening behind you in a completely empty place. So empty that I had gone out. They didn't start. They started it pretty much for me, which was kind of nice. Which sucked though too, because
are you ready?
I was 7 minutes late, so I was hoping that they would be off of the previews already, and they didn't. As soon as I bought the ticket, you could tell somebody hit the button to start it because they're just not even playing anymore. So, all right, let's say hi to everybody that showed up.
Get up and go get the popcorn. So then you can go.
So I did, and then I came back. It was still playing the intros, and I was then hearing all the creaking because it was weird. Because I went out to go get I didn't get popcorn. All I got was a pop, and I asked for a medium, and the medium is it's 64 ounces. Who the fuck needs 64 ounces of pop, bro?
Nobody needs it, but they sell it to you so this way you don't feel bad. Well, I did pay $8 for this, so at least I got a lot.
So I was actually gonna do a different type of story time with Marco, but I guess I'll do this one. So I go there and I walk out and I'm looking around and I'm like, they had the music, but it was like a zombie apocalypse, where you walk out and all of a sudden nobody's anywhere. It's just dead. And by the way, this movie
Rick Grimes is just walking around, don't know where everybody is.
16 screens, and it's located it's connected to a mall and a office building. So you'd usually around midday has lots of traffic because people come in and they're from work and they go and catch a movie or do whatever, or they're at the mall. And it was just I was and you just hear every chunk of ice go clunk, 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 and I'm like, well, that's a weird echo because there's nobody there. The one lady who gave me, they sell the tickets at the thing register with the food, no longer there. I'm like, all right, there's an okay. So yeah, I mean, I thought at one point finally I was like, hey, listen, I don't have my cybernetic parts yet, but at least I get the zombie apocalypse. I was ready to go. You know what I mean? So, but turned out all right. I didn't, nothing bad happened to me. So let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Hey, Chad Farr, first one in. What's going on, Chad? Ruben, always great to see you. Glad you're here. Darth Lopez is staying for the entire show, which is awesome. Repair Tech Tony, it's going great. It is going great. Good job on that trumpet, by the way. Double J's comic, root canals. Yes, this is what we.
That was me. Me and my root canal.
Only one. You gotta get another one. There's 2 for 2. And Joe, good evening. How you doing, bud? And David's here. Hey, David. David, did we have a question for David? David, the Star Wars people have a question for you.
Yeah, it was whether he was talking about books or comics or something.
Yeah, we'll ask you maybe on Star Wars. We'll pull it up and ask you because I don't think we understood what your last comment was, and we more than happy to do that. And I got a surprise for you too. But hey, listen, let's get on with it. What's the news, Pete? Are we ready to do the news? We've said hi to everybody. We didn't swear in the first 5. Well, we got 30 more seconds. First 5 minutes. I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, we can do the news. Where's my damn? Oh, does damn count?
Oh, by the way, we're doing X-Men crossover events today.
Oh yeah, as far as our we did a poll, but I don't care about the results of the poll. We decided to do this anyway.
Well, no, the results of the poll was surprise us. Do what you want.
Yeah, so we surprised you by doing one of the things on the list that you didn't vote for. Surprise!
The list that we were working on, we just didn't get to it. So we'll get to
it. It was number 2 though, or not number 2. It was number 3. It was Surprise, Kirby.
We're gonna do number 2 on the poll. It's a big. All of a sudden, I started going. I want to do this part of this part and this part, and the Pete said, "We'll throw this in," and it got to be so enormous that we're like, it's gonna have to be a 2-parter.
And then I remembered I had to go to the dentist today, and I was like, I'm not gonna have time to do what I want to do, so let's save it. I want to do that justice. But we got news.
We got news going.
Do the turn to the camera.
I was turning to the camera. Nice.
I was turning to the camera too. I didn't see you turn. I didn't have papers.
I just turned and I shuffled some papers. All right. What do we got for the news today, Pete?
What do we got for the news?
Yes.
Well, apart from the fact that, as again, I'm going to keep blaming my appointment as me not having enough time to get things ready. But even when I was looking at the news, there wasn't a lot of good stuff. There was not a lot of good stuff. But we're going to start with what you were just talking about, where you went to go see Venom, because I mean that is news. I mean, 90 million is an impressive opening. Even if it weren't the pandemic, it'd be a decent opening.
Yeah, no, I do have a question about this, and I put it into the general. Darkside's got its very own chat where all of us not so cool kids hang out away from everybody else on the channel, and they're in all this channel. We just kind of do our own thing there, and we were talking about this movie, and I was talking about how I almost got killed and how creepy it was in the movie theater, but. Then I asked a question because they didn't charge matinee prices. It was a little bit expensive to go to the movie theaters. And I was thinking to myself, and I went back in, sat around for half an hour just to make sure that nobody else was showing up, So I spent about 2 hours and 30 minutes in this theater thing, finished off my pop. That was 64 ounces, peed 4 times. And then, finally the creepy person came. It was like The Shining, like the innkeeper came out of the and I was like, hey, can I ask you a question? And she's like, sure, I'm bored as shit. So I said, okay. And I kind of asked her what was going on. And she's like, honestly, I was surprised we even had somebody come in. Usually we don't even see anybody till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, usually it's 1 or 2 people. She's like, this is still a continuation of that. She's like, obviously it was way better before, but this is what's been like the last couple of weeks. And she's like, yeah, no, like the nighttime for the weekends were pretty good, which I get that's a higher price ticket there too. But she's like, yeah, nobody's coming during the days at all. And I'm like, huh. And now weather in this state has been phenomenal for this time of year. So don't get it wrong. But I just wonder, like, box office dollars are spent to, like, it sounds stupid, but like I paid $4.50 more for the ticket than you normally would at a matinee. Does that contribute to some of the money? That's what I'm saying.
But also remember, like, some of these different theaters are different. Like, at least by my way, like some theaters don't even have like matinees anymore. Like they don't start till like 4. It's like we got a 4 o'clock show, we got a 7 o'clock show.
Oh no,
that's all you get.
This place, because of where it's located. Oh, it's also located by a senior center, a senior center that is like they're mobile. It's not assisted living. It's like.
I got you.
It's like a hotel, motel.
Yeah. There's little condos, little apartments.
Yeah. So like they start showing stuff at like 8 in the morning.
No, I get it. And that's the other thing. It's even when I went and saw Shang-Chi, like the one theater we like to go to, it was pretty crowded. But then this other theater, still in the area, was empty. I picked the empty one because I just wanted less people.
Well, so that's a good point.
It just depends.
I went to Shang-Chi, and it actually was cheaper. It was cheaper tickets at that time, which is why I'm still fiber. I mean, look, I'm not going to go broke on $4.50, bro. Like I've done all right in life that I can afford the $4.50. That's not what I'm complaining about. Yeah,
you gotta add in that $10 soda you got.
We can get to a whole nother story how I don't order fast food. So every time I get there, everybody gets pissed at me because I have no clue what the sizes of things are and how much stuff costs. But like, so I'm there and I went at the exact same time as Shang-Chi, and there was people at the exact same place, exact same time as Shang-Chi, unless stuff was showing and there was people around. Now I just figured maybe all the people went on the weekend. So maybe that's where the difference is.
I think it's definitely front loaded. Sequels are usually very front loaded, like right away. That opening night, that those previews are big, and
yeah, but I think like everybody's saying the number's kind of a little sus, and I think it is. I'm wondering if it is a little sus. You know what I mean? I mean, JJ's got a little bit of experience in the. I mean, probably back in the day, you know, he's he's got a big boy job now and all, but like, I mean, like, you know, and this is the other thing, David, is David reading our chats, our Star Wars?
Yeah, because JJ said that too, and I agree.
Exactly what JJ said in the closed group chat. Hey, Eric, what's going on? The turn was almost. Oh, cool. Thank you. Yes, the synchronized turn. Okay, I mean, and I don't disagree with Bond, but I think, well, I do kind of disagree with Bond. I think it's two different audiences.
Well, they are going to be different audiences, but I think the audience.
That's how I saw. I saw Shang-Chi as the more general audience, and you know what I think about Golden Ticket and what they did with that. Okay, so I thought those numbers were already pumped up a little bit, and I know Venom's a 2. And by the way, just a quick review, not spoil anything. Although a lot of people disagree with this, I think this was the better of the 2 Venom movies. I thought they did
all 97 minutes of it.
Yeah, I like a 97. Look, man, if it's
they don't make 97-minute movies anymore.
97 minutes for an action movie. I don't need more than 97 minutes, and I'm gonna have to take a bathroom break. I'm like 70, bro. I can't do that. I mean, you give me 64 ounces of pop. I mean, Christ.
Don't drink it all. Just because they give it to you, you don't have to drink it all.
I don't. You know what I do? I fill it all the way with ice so it's packed, and then what I do, especially now that nobody's in there, I just chomp on the ice because nobody's around. I have the whole theater. I had the whole building to myself. Nobody could hear what I was doing. I could have been like just letting him rip in there. Nobody would have known.
Yeah,
man.
Like I said, that happened to me once back in college. I had the Ninth Gate, the Johnny Depp movie, all to myself. I was just smoking cigarettes in the theater by myself because nobody was there to tell me not to.
Yeah, that's a good point, David. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe everybody, because they knew it was going to get spoiled, just like ran to it the first weekend, I guess. I don't know, but from what they were saying, like the weekend wasn't that packed either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were saying like, hey, look, it was like in the evening, like it was like date night time kind of. But they even said like the late night wasn't there, and the midday, the mall crowd midday wasn't there either. So like, I just don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Look, it could. DC looks pretty dumb though right now. That's all I'm gonna say. Because if Marvel just made a combined in 2 openings, what did it open? Shang-Chi 45, something like that, and 90 here.
Oh no, it was 90 over the 4 days.
Oh, 90 over the 4 days. So 180 in 2 days through. I mean, Marvel gets a cut of this. I know Sony's the one who makes it, but Marvel definitely gets a pretty decent cut out of this. I mean, man, if you're DC, hey.
Yeah, well, that's why we had that bit in there last time with the guy with Warner Brothers. Like, sorry, I messed up.
What's going on, Comic Jury? Yeah, I say we'll see what happens next week. I hear everybody says it's going to be a big drop off.
Going to drop.
You think? I don't know.
Yes.
I think it's pretty decent. I think
60%.
I think you might get it. Okay, I think there might be another weekend pop. If that's what's happening, maybe we'll get another
60% drop at least is my call.
So what is it? 60%. So we're looking at a little bit over
40, the high 30s.
So we're gonna go 130 on it, and what it costs probably 120, 130 to make. So we break even after 2 weeks. Okay, and that's domestic too, right? That's not world.
Yeah. I just do domestic.
I wonder where
international is tough to call.
Yeah. Most of the people, I think David's right. You know, I've heard actually. Out of the chat, out of the how many are in us? There's 4 or 5 of us in that. I was the only one that actually was like, what? That's pretty good. 75%, Darth. Darth thinks there's going to be
a possibility.
He might be right. Like if that's it, I think that could explain it too. This is an astronomical number. I hope it's not true. I hope we get like 60 million over this next week at least. You know what I mean? Because if we get 60 million. Then we're like 150. We're clearing everything domestically. We're going to be like 320, 330 by the end of 2. And then it looks like, hey, at least comic book movies are doing strong. We won't have Eternals move. That'll be nice. And Spider-Man then, I mean, that Spider-Man is going to be a big thing. I mean, that thing's going to come out. I mean, you might see that break an actual record.
You might. Well, I don't know. It's kind of tough.
You don't think it would? If this thing comes out, if this thing doesn't fall off, like everybody's saying 60%, if it doesn't fall off, if it pulls a Shang-Chi, it's only like,
I still think there's still enough reservation amongst some moviegoers to even go to the theater that it would hold back a real record break. I mean, we're talking, Endgame was almost $300 million in a weekend.
Yeah.
$300 million in a weekend. That's crazy talk.
Well, I'm just saying, like, as far as Marvel movies, it might be up there towards.
It might do all right. It might get into
Spider-Man
the old days, maybe a 150,
I don't know, man.
170. Definitely
Spider-Man
Hollows
has
type.
this weird thing where, like, even if it sucks, it pulls in people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
But I was off. I will admit,
was off too.
I
I was
thought
off
this
too.
was going to make close to half of what it did. I thought this was going to be like 48, maybe 50, and 90. It definitely put me in my place. So I was wrong. But Andre Snell was not wrong. I pulled Andre's comment from our live chat, and he said 90 on the button. I don't know what the final number was. It was like 90 point whatever. But Andre won. I'm still waiting to hear from Andre. So Andre, if you're watching the replay, make sure you hit me up either on Instagram or through the Rennavision1@gmail email address so I can get your address to mail you that book. Because otherwise, I'm going to give it to Marco.
Oh, yeah, I'll take it. How far was I off? What did I say?
Oh, you were pretty far off compared to the rest of the crowd. You were in the 60s, I think. You were right around Ruben. Like you and Ruben were like in the 60s. Astro came in late. Came in late in like the high 80s.
What is Darth and Joe doing here? It wasn't a crappy movie. What are you guys talking about? It wasn't like a DC flick. It was better than it's better than almost every DC movie I've seen. All right, go ahead. What do we got here?
Yeah, I know. I'm just showing that. Yeah, there was a call. Yeah, because there's Ruben's 60.5, and then there's Andre's 90. But even when I did the poll, because I've been trying to do polls, I call it a daily, but I haven't been doing it every day because I forget some days. But last week I did do a poll, so here's just kind of like where the group was leaning. Most people are in that 55 to 75 range guessing, but 17% was right. Ended up with the right call. I was just surprised so many people thought it was going to make over 100. I just thought that was way too optimistic for, what we got.
Wait. I got a couple things going on here in the chat that I'm looking at.
What's that?
I mean, David, I get him. He's always a little bit of a negative Nancy and all that stuff.
Negative Nancy.
So if he says it's
Debbie
not
Downer,
I can let that go. But Joe's over here hating on it. And Comic Journey said something like people, because they got to have the cards. So I wonder, I wonder if that will kill some of the motivation. Okay, all right. Comic Journey, was that the same situation for Shang-Chi or no? If you could.
Yeah, what was that in place back in September, or is that a newer?
How much will Venom 2 make in the domestic box office opening weekend? Yeah. There's 22% of the people thought it was going to be 100 million.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised by that.
I mean, if you look at between 75 and 100, that was 37. Oh, geez, almost 40%. So almost half. We were just like under 20. We were probably like at 18.
Yeah, because I still haven't seen it yet. I'm looking forward to going whenever I can figure out when to go. But
Darth,
I don't know.
I'm not quite sure this. Darth, this is the other thing. I want your opinion. I respect your wife's opinion.
Wait for
I want your opinion. She can be a movie buff. I'm not quite sure this was geared towards her. I don't know. I think Shang-Chi. Well, Shang-Chi was good for me. I enjoyed that one. I think Shang-Chi was better than this movie. If you
got to put the comment up so people know what you responded to.
Yes, David. I think it's an opinion that people can have difference of opinion on what they like. I like that. Sure. I like Shang-Chi not because it was a Marvel movie. I like the style of movie it was, and I like that style of movie better than I like 90s action movie, which I thought this was just 90s action. I thought if you take it on its merit, Venom 2. It was a carbon copy of Venom 1, just done better, which isn't saying much.
It isn't saying much. See, but that's the thing. With the first Venom, I had very low expectations. So when I saw it, I was like, all right. It wasn't terrible. I didn't think it was great, but it wasn't terrible. So in that sense, I was pleasantly surprised by that because I thought it was going to be a dumpster fire walking into it.
Yeah, I was not. If it's a scale of 1 to 10 for the first Venom movie, I'm like at a 5. Like no reason to walk out. I think I've only watched it once.
Not all the humor landed for me in the first one because again I haven't seen the second one yet. But the trailer for the second one, I didn't care for some of the jokes they tried to pull off.
If that was a 5, then this would have been a 5.5.
Okay,
see, it's still good. It's good enough. I mean, we're fucking not going for any fucking Academy Awards here, guys. What do you want? I would say I was disappointed with how Woody Harrelson portrayed Cassidy, and that I thought Scream. Out of the Psychopaths, I thought Scream was the better character. Whoever the young lady is who played Scream, I thought did a phenomenal job. She
Wasn't
probably
she
did
the-
better than almost everybody there. She's probably the best actor out of the lot, which is unfortunate because I love Woody. And Woody played a great serial killer too before. Like, I mean, come on, man, a couple times. Like, what?
So she ended up playing Scream, not what was her name?
Whoa, don't spoil.
Well, or what was her girlfriend's name? I can't remember the character's name. It's like Siren or the one from in the actual comic books. It's his girlfriend, where she wasn't a symbiote. Right? She was just a powered, and she had the Scream. I can't remember what her name.
Yeah, there's two different versions of it, but yes.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I can't. So I didn't see anything. So I don't know what the spoiling is. I'm just saying the girl at least who was in the
Scream. I do get them mixed up. It is Shriek. You're right.
Yeah, Shriek. That's it. Not Siren. Shriek.
Yeah, it started with an S. Either way, she did a good job. Well, because
she was in Bond.
Well, she's good. Shriek, right, Joe?
Yeah, Naomi something. Naomi Harris, I think, is her name.
5 point. No, David. 5 point. Look, man, it's 5.5 and is an acceptable score. You're above average.
Out of 10?
Yeah, well, it's above average. Average
it's
is a
failing
5.
grade in school. If you get a 55,
school, we're going by averages. You're above average. So, like in a school grade, it would be like a C plus. Oh God, he was a terrible Bane too. That's not negative.
I'll see him as a handsome Bob from
What's up, Secret Jedi Text? Yeah, he should have done it. Oh. No, sorry.
I was trying to get rid of it at the same time.
I'm trying to get rid of that. Where's what Secret Jedi said? Yeah, he approached it as normal serial killer, not like Carnage, Right, but he also didn't approach it as like, remember him in what's the one where he's the serial killer with the woman?
Natural Born Killers.
Natural Born Killers. If he did Natural Born Killers, I think it would have played off a little bit better. I think. I mean,
maybe he felt like he did that.
Shriek.
Already.
Yeah, I know. I got it, David. I kept saying Scream. It's been a very long day. Did you realize when I said, "Hey, I forgot that I actually have to set up for a con this weekend"? Yeah, completely forgot. All right, she's a good actress. Good. Did you enjoy her in there? I thoroughly enjoyed. See, I take the nice things out of there. 5. How are you guys killing me on 5.5? I just said it's good. It's a good movie. 5.5 is good. Not great. Not phenomenal. Not award winning. But it's good. Like, what do you guys want?
See, I hear 5.5. I don't think good. That's my...
Okay, what is an average score? C plus is not failing. What are you guys talking about?
Well, C plus isn't failing, but C plus, at least that's the other thing. When I went to school, it was very easy. It was like 90 to 100 was an A. Now you have to get like 92 to 100 to get like an A. It's like all weird breakdown.
All right, so... Look, that's why I said
like
5
a 75 to 79.
Well, everybody agree that in a scale of 10, that 5 is in the middle. So 5 would be average. That's why I used a 10 scale and said, hey, look, it's just a little bit above average. So like that's a 5.5. Like that's why I used a 10 scale. So now we're not doing. Jeez. Okay. All right. Well, I mean,
it depends. Yeah, it really depends. Again, when I think the school scale, it's different than what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. 50 should be the middle. 50
is the middle. I would say, okay, so whatever the middle is, here's the middle. This movie, here's the middle. Venom was middle of the road.
If we go to our tier list grading, you would have made this a B because it's just over the break of the BC midline.
No. I don't know. Oh, maybe.
Well, BC midline because it's...
How is 7 average? David, are you an engineer by any chance? Do you know mathematics? If there's 10 numbers... The average, the middle.
But in a school grading system, 70 would be considered like a C would be considered average, and 7 or 7D would be a C. At least when I went to school. Oh, that's where I'm seeing. I agree.
I'm not in school. Once again, you guys are
that alone. We're talking about grades.
I'm saying literally out of a 10-point scale. A 10-point scale, the middle of the 10-point scale would be the number 5, would be the middle of the 10-point scale. Therefore, that would be the average, the middle average right there, right? This is what we're doing with it. Okay. All right.
It doesn't matter. Let's move on. To the very lackluster
midpoint
that I have for this week.
Okay.
That's why we spent so long on Venom, because the rest of this ain't great. God. We're going to speed through this.
No, I mean, if you guys rate girls, you guys are like, oh, that girl's like an 8. I'm like, no, she's a 5. She's average. And you guys are like, no, she's an 8. She's average. Well, God damn, you guys all definitely ain't married to 10s. I'll tell you that. Let's go. Like Adam. Oh, this is cool. I like the Hawkman stuff. Man.
It's just uniforms. Like it
Yeah,
literally is just.
I think it looks good. I think it looks really good with the pre-drop. I think it looks a lot like the mock-ups of what these were supposed to look like.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah, I think they could be good. I think this could end up looking pretty decent on screen. Hoping.
Yeah.
Hoping. This is just, I think, came out of an interview, but Joaquin Phoenix on a rumored sequel to the Joker. Where in one case he said, there's stuff we can do, but he said, well, we're not working on anything. Like, this isn't that it's coming. It's just, it came out of an interview. But do you want to see more of this?
I mean, I saw the original movie when it was done by Jerry Lewis and what's his name? Yeah, that always plays a monster. I mean,
oh yeah, De Niro, King of Comedy.
I saw the original movie when it was De Niro. And,
yep. Well, it was double. It was a double take off of Scorsese because they also tried to put a little Taxi Driver in there.
Yeah, I mean, so like, was it okay?
Yeah.
Now
I don't.
Wait a minute. Are we gonna go back on a 1 through 10 grading scale on this? Because they're so.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I don't want another one because I feel like they really missed the boat on what they could have done with the first.
I do too.
And all they had to do was one little thing at the end where they could have just insinuated that he possibly could have been making the whole thing up. I would have been fine with that. Instead of him walking away, him killing it and blood, like if they just would have made any sort of like reference that what he's just said, well, could be true, could not be true, kind of like
like they do in the comics, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like then I would have been like, okay, who knows? Some of that could have been true, some of that could not be true. Because if I take that as truth, that means this Joker is just a goof who got lucky because everything just happened to fall for him. It was nothing based off his engineering, his work, his intelligence. He just got lucky that, hey, I got away from the cops. Hey, I got away.
So here we go. Hey, so here we go. You guys want to do high school grading? I can't do the 1 through 10 because that'll get off. Here, you get a fail. You want to know why? Because you copied. And all cheaters get fails. You fail. I went to private school. They hit you with a ruler and they punch you in the back of the head and you fail. That's it. Failure.
That all said, I still did like watching it. I did enjoy watching the Joker, but I just was kind of, it was what
I'm not a huge Hakeem fan. I think
Hakeem? No, Joaquin.
Whatever his name is. I'm not a huge fan of his. I think he overacts.
You didn't like him at Parenthood when he was walking around with his, his paper bag full of porn?
I think he acts like he's an actor trying to act. Like he was an actor who's been professionally trained and comes from a family of actors.
Well, his brother was an actor.
I mean, I'm just saying. So, like, no, I'm not impressed with his.
No, I know. You're still rubbed the wrong way about his weird method, weird rapper thing that he did for like a year.
All the weirdness that he does, I think, is ridiculous and attention getting. And I really like when you look at his acting, right? Like, there's stage acting, which sometimes that translates to a little bit of overacting, right? But he's acting like somebody who is stage acting, like he's over and. If stage acting's a 5, he's up to level 11, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, turn it up. You know what I mean?
Spinal tap.
Yeah, he's spinal tapping it. It's just like, oh my god, dude, just tilt that back a little bit, just a little bit.
Oh, I mean, I'm a big Eric. By the way, I am a big fan of Parenthood. So
10 plus and an A plus. There we go.
All right, that's it. I just wanted to hear what your thoughts of like if they made another Joker, what you would want to see it that because I really don't want to see it.
Yeah, that's right. JJ's got what's the sequel gonna be? What are they gonna rip off for Scorsese? The Irishman or something?
Shutter Island, maybe.
Yeah, Shutter Island. Okay. Right.
Not good.
Heat
Scorsese.
Was Heat Scorsese?
No, Heat was Michael Mann.
I love Heat. Man,
Heat was good.
Yeah, Heat was really good.
But enough on that. We can't talk about that goodness because we're gonna go to some other stuff. We're gonna stick with DC, but go to TV. Wentworth Miller is coming back as Captain Cold for Legends of Tomorrow's 100th episode.
He went someplace?
He died. His character died off.
Okay.
So they're bringing it back somehow. No, I mean, Legends.
This wasn't a bad thing. I watched like the first 2 seasons, I think, of Legends.
I like this one.
I just forgot it was on TV.
Yeah, I just don't watch these the CW shows anymore, but I like this one the most out of them because it was just more irreverent. It was just, hey, we're bouncing around through time. They had a lot more fun. It was just a fun, almost kind of like a Silver Agey kind of vibe where just anything could happen, and they would just I don't know. I enjoyed this series, but I haven't watched it in a while. Him coming back is kind of fun. And if you want to go track down his first, you can go find the Big Finger cover.
You know what? As a matter of fact, it's funny. Steve Horn was over here the other day, and I forgot to put this book back. Let's see what I got laid right here. Let's see what I got. That one right there.
Get out of here.
Is that what you're talking about? It's just laying around. No, I really did. I forgot when Horn was over here because he's a big DC head. So I brought all the showcases down. Brought them all down, let him see them real quick, and I guess I forgot to put that one back. So that's kind of funny that you actually.
That is because we did not plan that, folks. So
I did not look in the news. So there you go. There it is. Well, how about that, huh?
Oh,
all right. Well,
sticking kind of with TV. I guess it's streaming. Video games, Resident Evil. Apparently, there's going to be a trailer dropping tomorrow. So
good.
There was some footage. I didn't really see much of it, but
do you like Resident Evil? Like the stuff they do with it?
I did, but I don't know. I'm mostly just, doesn't matter. Like I'd watch it if I had nothing else to watch, but I don't care as much. Like I really liked the game when I was younger, and then they made so many that I didn't play, and then all the Mila Jovovich movies that I just thought just got really crazy and just nonsensical. I had nothing against it.
Yeah. No, I mean,
so that's just kind of where I'm at. I was like, well, it's kind of interesting, but
yeah.
And I think this is this free comic. I think this was the first comic.
You know what's funny about that comic?
Oh,
just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Sticking with the weird. I had no idea this Webtoon Batman comic existed, let alone that they're making a show.
You didn't know about this?
No, I don't know. Just off my radar, I guess. But I don't pay a lot of attention to DC, so I guess maybe that's why this side stuff.
I thought we covered this in the news when we covered the WB stuff, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, it's more diverse cast. It's just different setup, I guess, for this Batman universe.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't know, like little Asian Robin.
All right, guys, let's stop with the poop emojis in the chat. Like we get it. We get it.
This is strict. Now we're gonna shift. We're gonna shift off this TV stuff. We're gonna shift away from DC.
Because the whole chat now is F-bombs and poop emojis.
This is gonna end up costing me money.
What?
NECA is making some Dungeons and Dragons, and they're redoing War Duke and Grimsword. And I like these old D&D figures. I had them.
No clue. I mean, honestly, I'm out of my depth with this. So
you don't remember these? These were way back in the day. I did a video on them way back in months ago.
Okay.
Nobody cares.
I'm not a Dungeon Dragon type guy. I never played it before. I mean,
I never played it either because nobody played it near me. I'd have to play it by myself. I had like books, but I'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna dungeon master myself." There's nobody around to play.
That's sad.
But I had the toys.
That's sad to hear. Okay, well.
But yeah, they were the originals. They had 3 3/4. They had larger, almost just like PVC statues, almost kind of things. But I do remember these little figures, and I liked them. They were awesome.
In the fields. All right, there we go. Marv's back with the good action. Oh damn, hits him in the fields. Nice.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Oh man, oh wait, there we go. I like this. Okay, well, all right, there we go. Hey, that's positive too. All right, excellent. No, that's good. Do you like this? Because now you got the G.I. Joe, right? The new super. I kind of dig. I was looking at the other day, and I let my kids play with like first gen stuff all the time. Like, and now like some of the stuff, like to get the barbells to replace the first gen He-Man for the legs is just a pain. And then like you got to do the O-rings with the
you got to get the O-rings for the G.I. Joe.
Now I'm just thinking, man, why even let him play with the original? I mean, whatever, but like. Maybe I should just get him these. It looks the same, right?
Kind of. I don't like these now that much, just because they look so stiff. This is my problem. Like with GI Joes, like when I compare, like with my GI Joes and my Star Wars figures,
they don't have the elbow bends.
No. They're more like the Star Wars figures. They're more like the Kenner Star Wars, which is straight up, stiff legs, stiff arms.
Why?
I don't know, because that's what the Super 7 makes with these, reaction figures.
Somebody needs to be fired over there.
Well, these are the ones where they make almost like the Funko Pops, like where they make all these figures for anything. They'll have like Big Trouble Little China figures. They'll have anything. Like they'll make them little, aliens figures. But they're not great. It's just like, all right, it's cool you made a figure, but I don't want this. I want more articulation. I want
No knee, no elbow. Yeah, no knee, no elbow articulation. Yeah,
No,
Joe, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
straight up like old school Kenner Star
No, I
Wars.
mean, what's the point? Who's buying this garbage?
I don't know. That's why I
Now
think
I'm
it's a waste
mad.
of efforts.
Mm-hmm.
But they're there. But I mean, I get
I
what
hope they
Super
stay
7
there.
does.
They get a clue that they should just. Why don't? But the He-Man ones that they make, those are just redone, right? Like they work the same way, correct?
I think so.
Huh.
But Super 7 also did in the same reaction line these turtles. They're redoing turtles kind of like that a little bit.
Oh my god!
This is wave 4, so you can see it again. No knee bends. They just
go back. No knee bends. No. Well, first off, go. So Mugen, man, it was actually a rotation, and I know it's a rotation because my son just snapped off the other leg 2 days ago. It was like, hey, could you fix this? And I'm like, no, there's no fixing. No,
yeah,
there's
it's broken.
No, it's broken. No. So, well,
My
that
son
sucks.
does that with his WWE figures all the time. I'm like,
That
buddy, you
sucks
broke it.
that they're not redoing this. Is like, dude, did you ever have Slash in this series?
Well, I didn't because I didn't have turtles, but my brother did.
All the arm padding and the hand thing always fell off.
Yeah, it always fell off.
This wave was the worst wave for it too, by the way.
Yep. Just so many weird little pieces and extra little things that just yeah. I don't know. But I mean it's kind of cool. It's just this hit just a little bit after for me. Just a little too old, I guess.
It's not cool. That's not cool. Like that's not how we need genuine articulation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think the difference is like these I think in comparison are relatively cheap in like that maybe $10 to $15 maybe. Where if we got this figure like articulated how you'd want it, it'd be a $50 figure like the ones that they do with the Ultimates. Like I can't be
well, I mean they have this one, so I don't. They have the original one. They don't need a new one of this. But like I would buy the other one because that one, for all those people that are making fun of me for not repairing it, you can't repair it because it was a plastic round. Like it's a lot rounder than that, and you can't actually glue anything back because when you snap the leg off of it, the inside portion, unlike being on a dumbbell, like a lot of these, for those people that don't know turtles, how you fix their legs is there's a little black piece of rubber that looks like two small it looks like those old hand dumbbells.
They're like little ball joints.
Yeah, the only problem is on that other one, if you take this picture down, the Mugo Man or whatever, it's not. It's a glued piece of plastic that the cupping, first off, that you see on the head also came down underneath.
This newer one, so it's not going to look exactly the same.
Not the same way. Cupped underneath, and the legs were on an arc, kind of a W that would attach inside. Didn't have one of those bars, so when it snaps, it's done. But yeah, so there you go on that. Just so you know, inside information.
Inside information.
Wave 4 original turtles, just so you know, just in case you're looking for
rip your original turtle apart.
Right.
I think this is my last toy ones, but yeah, we want to look at the Dynamite Girls. They're gonna have some little figures apparently.
Huh.
Vampirella, Red Sonja, and Purgatory, who I thought was a Lady Death Coffin Comics character.
A lot of 70-year-old single men are going to be spending a lot of time in their toy rooms, huh?
Well, they're there.
That they are. What's this
we're not going to spend a lot of
Purgatory? I never got into all this nonsense. I mean, Vampirina, obviously, I know who that is in Red. Well, because Red Sonja.
Not Vampirina. Vampirina is the little
Vampirella or whatever. Which one is this? Yeah. Vampirella. Yeah,
that's Vampirella. Vampirina is a character, but it's like a little kids show.
Oh yeah, that's right. What's this thing in the middle though? The Purgatory one was
Purgatory? I thought it, like I said, I thought it was a Lady Death character. Like,
maybe. Well, maybe the chat can help.
That's where I first remember seeing her. But
let's see how big of perverts we got in the chat. But maybe somebody can help us out with Purgatory. All right, what's up next?
What's up next is apparently it's not going great for the random Penguin Random House delivering comics to all the shops this week. I don't know.
So I don't know. I want to hear what the chat has to say about this because it's Eric, I don't know if we can put up that comment. I heard different stories. I've seen the internet story.
Yeah.
And I've seen the IRL. And some of them, like our man Drew at Wanted Comics, I believe him. So if he says the books came in crappy, that's cool. But I've also got other friends who I've talked to about the shipping from Penguin, had zero problems. And I also know some LCSs had zero problems.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, like, looks like the problem that was with Diamond still isn't fixed yet.
Yeah.
Give it a week or two and let's see what they do. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, my dad picked up some books for me because I wasn't able to go yet to a store, and he didn't say anything. Like, and my buddy who owns a shop, he didn't text me like, dude, I got screwed. They didn't send me my books or anything. So I haven't heard anything negative, but I have seen stories and posts and things like that. Which
I mean, have you ever been to a Diamond Summit before? They don't have those. I don't know if they even have them anymore. If you ever go to Diamond Summit, there's some interesting things that have gone on there before about people yelling, or like the Marvel conference when they are doing the dealers conference and stuff like that. There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of people in this industry that like to yell, like our poop emoji friends over here. They get the poop emojis all the time, right? Like there's a lot of that going on in here, and nothing's ever going to be good. Now, with that being said, there's some legitimate dudes I knew that do have damage. But there's always been damage. Like as long as they're shipping in,
there's always damage.
There's always damage. So,
well, I just find it interesting. And then the other thing I was thinking is a couple of days ago, and I know this has probably been talked about before. Paper shortages could affect us at some point. Could. I mean, if there's paper shortage, yeah. I mean, one would think it's going to affect an industry like the comic industry, considering
agreed.
We rely a lot on paper.
We'll see. Well, there's a lot of comic books that are cutting there. How many books are out there, so we'll see. Yeah. I don't know. Joe, you guys are saying they're crap. Joe and David, did you get books this week? How are your books looking? Everybody else says their books were fine. I don't know. Maybe it's whatever. Same thing. Same thing as Diamond. No fixie. All right. What else do we got?
That's it.
That's the whole thing.
Like I told you, that was it. There was a couple of comic news, but the comic news just didn't seem that interesting. As far as like the spoilery things that happened this week, I'm like, nobody's going to care. Or at least I don't care enough to talk about it today.
Joe's got it right. Oh no, a Marvel title only have 8 covers instead of 7. Very good.
God,
very
I kind of hope that's what we get.
I do too.
Give me 4. I'll take an A cover, a B cover, and then 2 levels of incentives. And
I don't even know if we need that. Well,
I don't know if we need it either, but if we went down to that, I would be more content.
Remember, wasn't it DC that was doing like the A cover and then the Virgin cover for B for a while? It was the same.
Well, they were doing the B cover was not quite it was their almost Virgin because they had the tiny little bit of trade dress. They still do that. That's still there. Yeah. But now they've occasionally added C's, so they'll have a 3rd cover, and they've added some incentives.
Yeah, no, but they did. There was a time where they were doing an A and then a Virgin. It was an A and a Virgin, A and a Virgin. It was like 3 or 4 months.
Thank you, Darth Lopez. We appreciate it.
Hey, Darth Lopez.
Legis is the goat.
Yeah, Legis is the goat. $4.99.
Tag and Bink won, right?
Kind of. It's a debate that me and Darth always get into because there's a
I know.
And Darth and Tag and Bink won. And if your cloak counts, that counts. All right. Hey, let's go on to what do we have next? We can do tier lists. Hey, we also got toys. Hey, we got toys, and we get to talk wrestling late. If you guys stay late with us, those people that were sending me all those recommendations, I didn't watch all of them, but I did watch some of the recommendations, and I'll give you a full rundown. Maybe do a story time with Marco on that too. There's something else. But all right, let's get into it. Let's do the tier list.
You want to do the tier list? All right, we can.
Yeah, I mean, they came to yell at us about how we never read books and we don't know how bad it is and how good it is. Everybody loves X-Men, though, right? They have to.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so. All right, so we want to do this, and I think we're going to want to change this background, right? We want something more X-Men-y.
Yeah, you know what? I think this second print ratio, or reprints as they're called, I think it might make a big difference for that. Reprints. David, I'm surprised you don't call them reprints with how much you hate. What is it? The speculators or whatever? Because that's what it is. It's a reprint. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I've come to like the reprints though.
I would wish the reprints would have, like I always say. I think there's some funny business with the reprints, but we'll get into that a different day. All right. Are we going by my list? Okay, we'll go. Oh,
I just threw things together. You can go.
All right, Schism. All right, Schism. This is where they the difference between the Wolverine team and the soft Cyclops team. This is kind of
It's the other way. Wolverine wanted them to be more of like a school.
Yeah.
And the Cyclops, it wasn't Cyclops being soft. Cyclops was putting kids to die.
Yeah, but he was being ran. Wasn't he being ran by what's her name?
No, I think he was just acting out of preservation. This was coming out of
No,
like there's only 200
he was
mutants
still
left.
doing the White Queen, and she was
He
like
was,
in here.
but I still think it wasn't just her. I think it was
Oh
just,
no, it was
hey, look,
100%.
we've got, there's only 200 of us left. We don't have time to mess around. We're
I
in
think he was just.
self-preservation
I think
mode.
he was just a chuck for her, and that was kind of what was going on with that book.
Yeah,
But you know what I think about Cyclops, so
I know you don't like Cyclops.
either way, I thought it was the right thing. Plus, it led into surprisingly what I thought was a decent title, which was like the Wolverine and X Kids, or
Yeah, Wolverine and the X-Men.
Wolverine and X Men or whatever, where he was teaching the kids. I thought that was okay for like 6
Yeah.
issues.
It wasn't
They should have
bad.
made it a mini.
We
It
had like
wasn't
2
terrible.
volumes of it.
Anytime you have Wolverine talking shit to Cyclops, but like it just felt like, okay, cool, this is a transition, because remember they were saying they weren't going to do big events anymore, so it kind of felt like a transition thing. What do I have with my notes?
It did. I know where I'm going to put this. I'm curious where you're going to put it.
I would say off the top of my head, lame movie for Cyclops. Oh, the Jean Grey thing was so stupid. The only positive with it was they had some Hope stuff, and it broke off into the Hope thing. Yeah, because you both love Jean Grey, so you both just have different ways of doing. Oh, that was stupid. I'm between C and D on this one. What do you got?
Actually, that's where I'm at too.
Yeah,
because it wasn't trash, but I don't know. It wasn't great either. I was just kind of, eh.
All right, we're putting D because everybody says that.
Cyclops that's fine by me. That's kind of where I was at, because again, it wasn't terrible. It was an interesting idea, but I don't know if it needed a whole 5-issue mini.
This is the first time I actually looked at the list ahead of time and actually made notes for some of these. So I should have some notes for you.
I tried to. I didn't make notes, but I did
My
have
notes
to
literally
refresh
said
myself on some of these.
it was an Aaron run, so I had hope for it, but it turned out it was lame. Wolvie versus Cyclops and the Jean Grey thing. The only positive was hope. Yeah. Okay. So. Oh, I mean, the Messiah complex, and like, is this has got to be, is this Messiah War and all? It's the whole thing.
No. This is just complex because it's a trilogy.
Yeah,
it's complex. Oh, wait, no, this is the middle one.
Yeah, this is the middle one.
So it's Second Coming, complex, and then War. So they're all separate. We have all 3 here. So don't count them all together.
Complex is the birth, right? Because the War is when they're hunting him down, or hunting Hope down, and Cable, and Complex is the birth, or Second Coming the birth.
Well, Second Coming was what heard like the baby.
The lead up to the birth. Hold on, I can tell by the numbers. It was 205 in here, 205. So this is the birth. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
S
Okay.
tier. S tier.
S, huh?
Yeah. It was. I liked the trilogy. I thought the trilogy was great. And out of the trilogy, this part, because you get the birth, you get the reaction after they burned in. I mean, I think that the lead in the Second Coming had to be A+, if not S. I think this is S tier, and I think War is A+ S too. I thought this was, as a trilogy.
I was at an A. This is where I was at. Okay. David's got an A. Ruben's got a B.
Ruben's got a B.
You got an S.
Yeah. All right, you can put it in A. I mean, if this is an S, I don't know. I mean, in the modern day, like, you know, because what was this? This was like, this had to be in the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
There's some other stuff in the 2000s you might be able to get. But this wasn't a mega crossover, right? Like, it was a mini crossover, the mini trilogy X-Men crossover, right? So it was more of a crossover of X-Men titles. You got, wasn't Sinister in this too? Like, Sinister was in it. I mean, I don't know, man. A lot of guys I like was in this. I like the take on Bishop trying to hunt them down, because this is right after all the people, like all the anti-mutant groups try to hunt him down. This is right where Bishop just started shooting at Cable, and they had the Bishop Cable thing, and then they got further in the war later on going on.
Oh, and don't get me wrong, I like it. This is why I was thinking A. I just say I save S for something that I feel
thought it was kind of mysterious too. It's
special.
Let me ask you this, and let me ask the chat this. During this portion of the trilogy, did you not think that Hope Summers was actually the offspring of well, I was praying that they weren't going to bring Jean Grey back, but did you not think that it was like an offspring of like what's his name, Scott, or having a affair someplace, or Cyclops or Cable having a kid that got dropped randomly into, like, I thought they were going to do something where Hope was dropped from the time stream right into.
Dude, at this time of Marvel, I was worried they were going to do like Spider-Man and have it be like Charles Xavier and Jean Grey had some love child we didn't know about because they want to do like the Norman Osborn, Gwen Stacy thing. Just to,
I think this was like every 20 or 30 years, Marvel's got this thing. Like if you look like from like 76 when they, you had a couple things with Phoenix in there, and then like in the early 80s, you had all the way up to like the first Secret Wars. You had like a good chunk of like I mean that's pretty much. I mean they started these events before that, but you have a chunk there, and then it kind of sporadically has a good story here or there, right? And then you get into like the 90s, and you get a chunk again where you get like Maximum Carnage in there, you get like you get some other stuff, you get Age, you get a couple other things in there, like a 3-4 year span. This was that 2006 to like 2010 span where you got stuff like Civil War in 2006, you got the Annihilation, you got we're going to have it later on, War of Kings, which I think was the end of the Great Complexes. And this one here with the trilogy, I think was part of that, where it was really good. Oh, you also had Secret Invasion, which I thought was really good around that time. But like, I thought this was kind of in there, in that nut house of like the really good stuff. But I guess A is all it gets. I guess I'm talking too much and nobody's going to give it an S. So
hey, A is great. It's an A.
Well, it's not an S. I don't want to get into that after I gave something a 5.5. All right. Up next, the Mutant Massacre. Let's see the notes on the Mutant Massacre, because I thought the Mutant... Oh, I have these almost in order.
Well, it was the order I just put the list out to you, so you might maybe you just went down my list.
Maybe I did. So the Mutant Massacre,
my list was just as I came up with things, I just started throwing things down.
What I had on that is I love the Gambit angle during this, like that he was like setting up the team originally to be with Assassins, and then was like, that's not no.
This is before Gambit.
This is before the Gambit. Wasn't this the...
No, Gambit didn't show up to 266 or 267.
At the end of this? Didn't he show up at the end of
this? This is the Sabretooth hunting down all the Morlocks.
Yeah, the Morlocks versus the whatever. Versus the it's the what? The Marauders, where you had the Marauder team, right? Going after the Morlocks, right? In the tunnels, and they're hunting them all down, right?
Yeah. But I'm saying there's no Gambit.
The one where it had Sinister. Wasn't Sinister in charge of that? I haven't read these.
We still didn't even see Sinister yet, because Sinister didn't show up until another 10 issues later.
But didn't it mention him in here? This is the first. Didn't the mention come in that he assembled a team, or is that later on that they explained what happened?
I think they kind of they might have kind of retconned it
back that way. I still liked it. It still was a good thing, and it was creepy because what did they leave? Like, you didn't think they were gonna kill everybody? They left like what? One Morlock?
Maybe.
It was like one or two.
Who made it out?
Or was that later on afterwards? Because remember, what's her name? Callisto went and saved him, right? Down in the tunnels. Didn't you? Yeah. I don't know. Either way, I think it's probably like a BC, right?
Well, you got to bring up Power Pack. Yes, there was a Power Pack issue, but just Darth, leave Power Pack out of it. They're minor factor.
Didn't they help save him too? They helped save the Marauder. Let's get a death toll. Wasn't the Marauders reduced to like 2 people after this, or the Morlocks, right? The Morlocks was reduced to like
I think they were pretty well decimated after this, but I don't remember the number who was still left.
So what do we got? BC, what do the guys got in the chat? A.
We got A's.
This is nostalgia, guy. If it's not nostalgia,
that's partly it. It is nostalgia because apart from this is also where we got Sabretooth Wolverine.
This is also where we got Nightcrawler with the perm.
Yeah. I'm down with Nightcrawler with the perm.
I'll do B. What does the rest of the chat say?
Well, we had I believe Lopez had an A+ to start us off.
There's no shot he had an A+ in this.
S/A from Joe, but he admits nostalgia grade.
You can't knock the Power Pack. That's a nostalgia grade.
Ruben, A.
All right, give it an A.
David, A.
Give it an A. It's B. Give it an A though. Tony's B.
You gotta...
Nightcrawler was bad no matter what. Yeah.
What the heck is it?
Wait, did Lockheed eat anything?
You gotta take that down.
Did Lockheed eat anything? If Lockheed eats anything, it gets an A. We're between the A's and B's, so we're not in a bad spot. We can live with that. But you can put it in the A. I can't believe this is the same as the Messiah Complex was such a better storyline than this.
I know, but hey, nostalgia does have its place too. But
What was the point of Sinister sending the Marauders down there again? No, I don't think they remember. Because people would be answering my questions right now if they knew what the answers were. They don't remember nostalgia. They just remember, I picked the book
again,
up.
you're talking about retcons and stuff. Because again, Sinister wasn't around yet.
But if you had to retcon all the stuff to tell the story of why this was occurring, then it's not really a great story because it wasn't complete, I guess. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
All right. Well,
I have spoken.
Won. What were, who had I think it was 50-50 there, but we'll give it a.
What's 50-50? There was a ton of A's.
There's a couple A's.
Oh, wait, here. Go back.
No, it's all right. Follow me.
Ruben.
Follow me.
Joe, S and A.
All right.
Darth, A+.
No, Darth gave it garbage because he gave a
no.
Emoji.
He just said Power Pack was garbage.
But Power Pack's part of that. You can't say that's hot trash poop emoji and then give it an A, because if that's how you're grading, first off, you can't make fun of my 5.5 and say something's completely trash and poop emoji and then give it an A+. That's not how that works. Fall of the Mutants who never fell, right? Like they all came back to life.
Well, yeah. This was after. This was after Sinister showed up, right? Yeah, 225, 227.
This is also part of. They used part of this for the Age of the X-Men Apocalypse movie that was so bad. Some of the storylines overlinked with this, where Apocalypse was trying to like do that team with the. Where he's trying to get with the four things, the war, those things. You know what I mean? He did the same thing here. Where he was trying to get him to join his side and turn to the dark side, so he could have his 4 horsemen. And all the mutants would be under him, and blah blah.
We got an A-.
A-. No way.
B.
No.
A BC.
BC's fine.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that B range with Fall.
I thought
BC,
it was just lame.
I feel like I take it
because like it was like. Oh yeah, everything, and people died for like 2 seconds and then came back to life. Who was still alive? Everybody was still alive after that. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't think we lost anybody.
No, I don't think we lost a single person in that. To be a matter of fact, we lost nobody. Good day, sir. Good day. B, C, C. Okay.
Well, we got mostly B's.
Who?
What do you?
Darth Lopez is just trying to sway this. All right, Tony's in there. We can give it B.
Ruben gave BC, but there's still a B in there.
It's not about what's at the time, though. We're ranking it out of all these.
I know.
All of them.
I got all of them. But I've got no C's here. But I'm not even
sure people. I would like one person to explain to me. Just give me a 2-sentence synopsis. If anybody that's grading these 2A, these last 2A, you give me a 1-page or a 1 or 2-sentence synopsis of either one of those storylines. What your favorite part was in either one, and we'll keep them if not. If not, they both drop a grade. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm not saying they're terrible, but I'm like, yeah. All right.
Well, let's keep moving. We've only got through 4, and we have 30.
We have a lot. We might have to pause this. S tier. S, super S tier, over the wall S tier. This is the first mega super event that they did. Mega super. It shouldn't even be in the same thing. It's a mega super event, and they did a great job of it. And there's foil covers, and there's it's pretty like how bad this could have been. To be honest, the crossover names are terrible. No, to be honest, the crossover names are terrible. Like Extreme.
Extreme.
Oh, they're horrible.
Externals.
Dude, the chromium refractors are just terrible.
That was just on Alpha and the Omega. They didn't do it through the whole thing. Yeah, it was Gambit and the Externals and.
But I will argue that the best Apocalypse storyline is Age of Apocalypse.
Oh yeah,
it's better than the Fall of the Mutants. It's better than any of the other. It's better than the backstory. It's better than the It's better than any of them. It's actually one of the like building stories where it was like really cool. And I still love picking up. I pick them all and then I read through them all. To this day, I still do it. I just think it's crazy. I really like it. If they would have made that a movie, Age of Apocalypse, I think it would have been really cool. Now, is the art kind of funny? Yeah.
I like the art though, because I like the Joe Mad, that style that they
All right,
decided
we
to
got
go with.
some
I forget
S
who they were
tiers.
using along with him at that time.
Early Archangel. Isn't it Fall of the Mutants? Isn't that where is that the one where they do Archangel to the cross? Can't remember which one that was. All right.
I can't remember that either. But I think
They
a lot
were
of people
cool,
were on
very
board.
cool. This is a sentence. Okay. All right. All right.
Lots of S's along the.
Oh, look at that. All right. Everybody got an S on that one. All right. Well,
Yeah.
we're back to everybody being lovely again. I love everybody in the chat. Thank you. Make sure you give us a thumbs up because everybody got that one right.
This is why I asked if you wanted a super special category.
No, I mean, honestly, I thought like you got to remember up to this point, they really didn't do mega events. We get mega events in the 2000s. Like Civil War is obviously a mega event, right? And then there's that, like I said earlier, that 4-year period where they did mega events. But this was the first successful mega event where it was like, holy crap, what was there? Like 35 books? 30 books? And I mean, it's a lot. It takes up,
they're all listed there.
It takes up like almost a whole long box. Not really, but yeah. How many you have them all listed?
Yeah, in this thing.
So,
underneath the title, all the books are listed. I mean,
oh yeah, but I consider the 12 on the back end and the prequels going in part of it too.
Oh yeah, no, Alpha, the Alpha and the Omega and all the 1 through 4 miniseries are all in here.
Jeez,
I mean, yeah, you're probably talking 30 plus books.
Yeah, 30 plus books. Yeah.
Once you get through it, this is just the lead-ins. We're like 2 books here, 2 books there, a book of of the regular titles.
No, we're gonna start flying here soon. I didn't think people were gonna argue with some of these grades so much. I mean, like.
We might have the 2-parter. We're already an hour in. We only got 5 out of 30 of these things done.
B or C was good at that point. All right, hurry up. House of M, A tier. I liked it. I liked House of M.
It was an important series too. I won't argue with that.
Well,
I'm like
because
it
led into something that I ranked S tier that everybody ranked A. So like, I don't know. I mean, it could be A or B. I don't have.
Well, that's why I'm like in a B+, so I'm fine with A. But I'm like
at A because I had what's his name at S tier. So A.
I just felt like they dragged it a little bit. Like it didn't need 8 issues.
All right, we're B. We got some C's, some A's, and some B's. Put in B. All right.
We got that many, huh?
I mean, it's solid like there's an A's and there's a C and then there's the B's. And it's all over the place. All right, I'm trying to delete and go at the same time. All right, next up. Utopia. Oh, let's look at the notes of this because I remember it being crap.
Yeah, I had to refresh my memory. Yeah, this was like the Norman Osborn.
This was the Dark Avengers, and
Dark X-Men kind of thing.
X-Men, and it was like this was the downfall of mega events, right? This comes after
they just started just rolling them out like
and it was like we're stop, and then after this you get like what was Siege was this is better than Schism, but like. Not by much. Not by much.
No.
C or D. Trash. C. F. A. What? Trash? Oh, really? You guys have Schism? Oh, but trash.
Sacred Jedi. Is that A for this, or is that A for House of M?
House of M. There's no way somebody thinks you.
Oh, a couple of trashes.
One more trash and it goes. D. It's in the D right now.
I got it in D because that's kind of where I feel it is.
It was not F. F, it would be trash.
Yeah, because I know there's a couple that are trash.
Yeah, put it in D. It's in D. That's solid. That's a split between the C's and the yeah. I'm fine with that too. All right, next up. Extinction.
I know that's not the logo, but I couldn't get a good logo for the old school Extinction Agenda. But get it.
This is a Lee and Leinfeld book, isn't it?
Yes, I can't vote with a clear mind or a clear heart because before we started the show, when we were talking about this was the first like crossover event that I like hunted as a kid. Like I had to go and find all the parts, so it has a special place in my heart for that.
This is literally the epitome of when Lee and Leinfeld were at their worst.
No.
Yes. Well, I mean, no. Liefeld's always been terrible.
No, he got much worse after this. He was still in the uprise from this. This was when they were hyping him like he was good, and he'd already been too full of himself, and he was just rushing stuff. Well, this was New Mutants. What 94, 5, and 6? or 3, 4,
See what the
93,
numbers are.
94,
Oh, I
95.
can upload
It's
that.
right in that range, but this is before Deadpool. This is before New Mutants 100, and this is before X-Force.
Yeah, he's none of those.
95, 6. Oh, this is right before, Deadpool.
Yeah. Yeah,
So this is still not the downfall.
That
This was
book
the
is
hype
not
up.
good. Pete, using an argument that he did a crappy job copying a character is not that you're not saving it. That book 980, 98 is garbage. That book is junk. Or if you actually read the book instead of everybody slabbing it,
I know.
no doubt garbage. I mean, so like
it was
defending it by
terrible.
saying like it's before Deadpool. Yeah, Deadpool was shit. Sorry, that Deadpool when he did.
It
when
was.
He did the
No, I'm
knockoff
not going
flick.
to argue with that, but it still gave somebody else something that they were able to make something out of it.
All right, everybody's giving it a D. I can't believe. Yeah, I can't believe people didn't put this in the trash. I guess you can give it.
I can't put it in the trash.
I can't look. I just can't even look that you're gonna put it at D. It's such garbage. It was bad. I mean, I want some person to tell me, agree with me. Good. Good.
I told you when before we started.
You hunted
The
it.
story's not great.
Okay. Well, this is it. It's trash. It's trash. But since you hunted it and you remember this was your first big hunt, we can keep it out of the trash can. Okay, that's fair
fine.
enough. I can live with that. It was trash though. Executioner Song. Oh,
You got cards. Polybags with cards.
Polybags with cards, and they were supposed to be. This was supposed to be the big reveal of the backstory of Cable, and it wasn't. And we got Strife, and it was okay. Does anybody think it's above C? Somebody's going to nostalgically put it in A, and we're going to just
no
for that. It's a 5.
This was one of a couple of. You had a chance to do something good, and you just kind of let me down with it.
You guys thought it was. I thought it wasn't good. I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was. I thought it was better than Extinction.
I'm with David.
I thought it was better than Utopia.
Nope.
David thought Utopia was like an A layer, dude. You can't be with David on that. He's not
on this one. I'm with David. I just didn't care for it.
Go ahead, put it in D. I mean, I had it in C. It's not like we're going 50 miles apart.
I mean, if you guys want to push it to C, you can. I'm just saying from my perspective.
No. Well, I mean, I like Cable. I guess I'm giving it the Cable bump, right? Because I actually like Cable, so
I do too. But I just felt like it was just wasn't good Cable.
Fair enough. D it is. I mean, I get it. I just at the time
they dragged it out.
Yeah.
Just so they could put their poly bags in the cards, and they were shitty cards with the gold and the blue. Yeah.
Did you not get the cards you want? Did somebody?
No, I got all of them. I mean, each comic had a card, and then they all went together.
I like the concept of this. I thought this is a character. I thought concept A, execution C.
Yes, I will say I will agree with both of those things. Concept A, execution C, but we got new characters out of this, which makes me
explains some stuff, and like
you get Gen X, you get Generation X, and Blink. We got Skin, Sync. We got a bunch of characters out of this one. I find these in the dollar bins all the time, and I still buy them to this day.
Yeah, I do too. All right, put it in the C. Put it in C. I think C's a good spot for it.
Yeah, I could even be talked into B if you guys want.
No. We got a couple
fine
here
with
in C. C's fine. All right.
I don't know, David. Yeah, right. I'm telling you, I'm not right now. Me and David are simpatico. B- is kind of what I was feeling.
All right. X whatever.
Well, this is when the new the original 5 go back, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a reason there's a trash can.
See, you say that, but I would put this in D because I was just glad they finally went home.
There's a reason there's a trash can, and this is why. Because of storylines like this. Yeah. All right. There is a reason why there's trash can. Hey, can anybody? Yeah, trash. D-. David, D-. That's trash. trash
That's
and a
no
fire
again.
trash.
This is what again I'm telling you. And David are feeling. I'm like,
There's
the
no
only reason I'd pull it out of the trash is because it ended a storyline.
that was
that I
garbage. It was a
tired of.
garbage. It was the garbage end of a garbage storyline. It's
But it
garbage.
ended something, so I give it the benefit of thank God that's over.
Hey, I'm not like, hey, thank God that the trash is being put into the trash compactor at the dumpster. I'm like, good, it's out of here, but it doesn't mean it's not trash.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I won't argue with that too much. It was the art was good though. I will say this though, the art was good on it.
Okay, S tier. I mean, look, you know me. If you're gonna give me Mojo, you're gonna give me the whole Moverse. I'm going S tier. I mean, look, I don't care what anybody says. That's what my personality is. I like this stuff. You're gonna do the camera eyes on Psylocke. I mean, you're gonna do we get some long shot in there.
This is where you were giving the Shatter Shot the S tier, but you're yelling at me for pulling Extinction Agenda out of the trash to a D.
Well, this was actually a good storyline, though. This was actually a good storyline. Like, let's not get it wrong.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm in a B plus. B plus is what I was feeling.
He's got an A. All right,
I'm fine with the A, but I was in a B plus kind of feeling for that one.
All right, put in the A. Anybody else? You can change it. You can keep going. I know it's behind, but we can keep going. I don't know, man. They don't do. You want to know what, David? To be honest with you, they don't do good enough Mojo verse storylines, anyways. I think they need to. It's a character they need to do better on. I mean, I'd like to see more of it, but whatever. So speaking of garbage, you want the notes?
Yeah, I don't need them. I didn't really care for this either.
That is trash. That is trash, is what it says right there. That is trash. Disappointed I even bought one of these books. That is trash.
Yeah, I didn't really care for it. But I told you, that's why Extermination was good, because it ended this.
Then I think that's a coffin, so I would assume it's garbage. Trash doesn't need notes.
Nope.
True. But
we'll move it on until we hear somebody want to pull it out of that dumpster.
All right. Fatal Attractions. Once again, Fatal Attractions. Newton versus oh yeah, this is another one of those Magneto versus Professor X stories. Everyone dies, but they all live. Wait, is this thing still up? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you still got it up.
Whoa, that's way too high. Yeah, like right here next.
Hey, Wolverine gets the metal pulled out. It's something we all wanted to see happen. I'm not going to hold what they did
IFC on this too. I'm with you. C, yeah.
Wolverine, yeah, exactly. Wolverine 75. You guys are in the C.
Yeah, I think we're in the C.
I'm telling, just think, it's like, well, Magneto controls metal. Why don't you just rip the metal out of Wolverine? That's something I wanted to see happen. It finally happened.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not going to hold how crappily they handled adamantium-less Wolverine afterwards. Hey, let's turn him into like a noseless animal now. Like, wait,
I mean, isn't that why we put Executioner Song down to D? Was because of how crappy they did the brother / clone / cable thing storyline. So it's not at the time though, David. It's right now. We're taking it right now. Screenshot from now.
I don't know. I see a lot of B's.
I think it's C. All right, you get one. Oh, wait a minute. Ruben came back and gave you the B. All right, put it in.
David got a B too.
Yeah, well, we know we know what David's gonna say, because he's gonna say you guys are parrots. It's the parrot boys on tonight. All right, give it the B. You guys won, unless somebody else goes in there and gives it a C, then it moves down.
Yeah, you guys even say I'm not gonna hold that strong. That was just my feeling.
Sorry, I'm trying to clean this up a little bit so it can be easier. Onslaught. I know Onslaught's got hyped in the pump and dump community lately. But I mean, actually, it's because it came up in the comic book, but then the pump and dump community really overhauled it. But like, to be honest, Onslaught was long and dry at parts. Was good. It definitely had a twist, but the payoff wasn't as good as I thought.
No, it was dragged out.
But then again, I have it with Fatal. I have it with Fatal Attraction. So like,
yeah, but the difference I have here is a very good idea and concept, but then they shit the bed in executing it.
It's not trash. I had it in the sea of Fatal, right? Actually, you know what?
I could go see. It was like a.
This is what we needed. This is what we need. It's in between. You know, like so. Executioner Song, Fatal, and this is all between, in my opinion, C and D. That's where it should be.
We gotta make calls. We gotta make a decision. That's why this makes it tough. Otherwise, it would be easy if we had like 10 different grades.
I mean, pre going into it, everybody saw this. Look at this guy. Like, he's Magnum PI over here. I'll just say C-. Okay,
you.
Huh?
I thought that was you.
Yeah, right. C. Put it in the C. That's C. We give it.
Yeah, that's fine. I was again.
Now that's another one. Joe's got a valid point. That could move it down to D. It's a valid point on that. That is the twist. It's a valid point. I would give that.
Yeah.
But
well, look,
Joe,
I tried to put the title of the series like in the middle. Onslaught. Mm-hmm. Look where I had to put it. I had to put Onslaught at the top because there were so many goddamn books that went with that series.
There was. That was a mess.
Look at all that. It was in Hulk. It was like
move it down to D. I'm mad at it right now. Move it down to D. I'm mad at all those titles. That's a valid point.
Boom.
It was D. It was D. All right.
Don't worry, we got room.
The problem, David, is I don't know if it was because you had to go track down weird books. So if you didn't read it in the right reading order, then you missed stuff and like.
But you might have missed stuff. But the problem was, even when they did that, it was kind of what they did with Star Wars now, like with the War of the Bounty Hunters. Like they were retelling stuff, and it's like. We're not moving this forward. Like you're telling me the same.
Yeah, but I don't even think I got the Goblin book in there. I'm just saying, like it was weird. That's what I'm saying. Like it sounded like a good idea, but the execution once again.
Yeah, it took forever. They just stretched it. They pulled. Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, forever, dude. Forever. All right. I know I knock like Death and Rees up, but it's got Magic in it. I don't even need to look at the notes on this, but I surprisingly like this series. I don't know why I like that series. Maybe it's because of some of the covers.
Yeah, I think that's.
I don't know
part
why.
Of it too.
I mean, I can't tell you why I like the series. I mean, maybe it was. I mean, it's kind of zombie-ish, but not really. Like I don't know why I like it. But I got it in the B, and I just like it. I mean, sometimes you just get a feeling.
I'm in that. I was actually B+ just because I like the covers. But yeah, I'm fine with B. What do you guys think? You let us know in the comments. Because again, well, I mean, I'll get to a couple of these covers later. But,
yeah, some of the covers are cool. Yeah. There's, I mean,
and I think that's part of it. I think it's part of a.
There's a group of the colors like, yeah, I chase or I pick up all the time, and
even the ones that aren't the variant, like not the variants, variants, like
swipes
the movie
or whatever movie posters.
You got Clayton Crane, like they're some good covers all throughout. Like,
yeah, and the art was cool. It was kind of darkish. It was nice, around the time they were doing that the X-Force thing with the blood covers too.
And it didn't last forever.
No, it was short, very short, very short. B-. All right, B. That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm fine with a B.
Lopez, you should get it. And you know what? He'll show you some covers to pick up later. One of the covers you're not going to get anymore, but the rest of them, the movie covers, you can get them. Lou's story is shaky. Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't. I don't think not everything's got to be so tight and serious sometimes.
As long as it's not 40 issues, I'm fine.
I think it was like a breath too, because we're just getting. Weren't we just coming out of like all the Messiah right at that time too?
Yeah.
We were. So. We needed to take a deep breath after that. I think. I don't know. Well, that's my opinion. Whatever. Yeah,
all right. Well, we still got a few left.
I'm going, man. Second Coming. Well, you know where I thought that. So it's A. I mean, I had the other one in S, but I thought this was A. Wait a minute. Is it Second Coming? Second Coming is the end of this. This is when they come back, right? It's the third part of it. No. Which is the third part again?
No, War is, I think, the last part.
The last part.
But this one might be
the second part.
This is the second part.
Yeah.
So Messiah Complex was the first part.
Baby, which is A+. This is where they come back and they start getting hunted down, and you got to do the X Factor team.
Yeah, the War was more just like an X-Force thing. It wasn't as
portion of the X-Force
big of a.
This
All
actually,
right, so we kind of
I would say this is the B.
used it
Then, now that I think about it, I think. Well, I don't know. I'm giving it an A2 because I think the other portion, Messiah, is still. I think Messiah is still S, but I know nobody's gonna give Messiah S. A plus. Finch covers okay.
Yeah, no, there's some good covers, and definitely some good covers, and also I'll have one of these in there later.
I thought we were basing on the story, not the cover. Like
no, I know we're not just basing it on the covers, but I can't help but sometimes that influences me a tiny bit.
Tighter story,
like getting that Boba Fett bump.
It wasn't tighter than Messiah Complex. Oh, tighter than Necro. Yes, it was tighter than Necro. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it being an A. B A. Okay.
And also, the reason why I'm comfortable here with these A's is because I'm telling you, I am also such a huge fan of Age of Apocalypse. I'm fine with it being by itself for now.
Inferno. Once again, we get Goblin Queen. We get some long shot. We get a little mid cheek. We get a little limbo. Oh, maybe I should read my notes. Get a little limbo. I don't know, man. Nostalgia wise, I think it's an A. Storyline, it's between an A and a B, I think, when I'm looking at it, when I'm talking about it.
Well, they're doing a new one now, too.
Yeah, fucking notes. Another Inferno.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as good, just like all the other shit they ruined. But, I mean, that's old man talking. Maybe it will be. I just know that they haven't done so well with some of the re's. Yeah, you got Sinister, you got Majik, you get Limbo. Okay, I can do it with B. Like I said, unlike the people in the chat, I understand that I give Nostalgia a higher grade. And when people
I've admitted when I've gave Nostalgia a higher grade.
I lower it back down, unlike some of the people in chat. I'm just saying. Ruben, get out of here with a D. Yeah, no, it's not going down to C either. All right. Up next.
It gets a Sinister bump.
Oh, good Lord. Is this one of the dumbest shit things I've ever read?
Well, we just had it, and then we didn't take it out, so it stayed.
Notes on this are no explanation point. That's notes.
It wasn't really great. It wasn't really even an X-Men crossover. It was like Alpha Flight and
get some.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Art Adams though. Art Adams.
EF trash it. No, nobody wants it.
That's fine. I told you some of these are going to be trash. We still got a big trashy one coming.
Okay, X of Swords, which is the competition or whatever.
Cards on the Table. I did not read this whole event. This one, I just couldn't keep up. There was too many books.
It's when it starts to fall off, right?
Wait, you've got Asgardian Words up again.
I know, I'm erasing it.
There you go.
It's when it starts to fall off, right? Like, because you had Age, you had 8 Power and whatever, which is great. You had X Swords, which was good. Hey, see, that's tough putting it up. I have to know where House and Power go because, but I think C is an okay place for it.
I will defer because again, I did not finish it to.
You can't 5.5. Is that no? C D. Okay.
Yeah, 5.5 equals fail.
Yeah, it doesn't. No, C's not failing.
Yeah, a lot of C's and D's. So
okay, we'll put in.
I'll trust the chat on this.
All right. Well, don't trust me. Trust the chat.
Are we leaving it C then, or are we moving it to D?
No, C.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got Deadly Genesis next, which
wait, you switched it.
I know.
There you go.
Introduces one of my favorite characters, but at the same time, this is a tough one for me. I really like the character in there. I like what it leads up into. I like what comes next.
Don't let the what comes next influence you too much.
I know. Yeah, I mean that's a tough. Well, what are you talking about? You like David? You let David and who was it? Was it Lopez and Ruben? You let them do all that.
To what? I just was talking about that was keeping Extinction Agenda out of the trash.
I'm just saying. I mean, I want to put it in A, but I don't complain. I understand the point of it being. I want it to be an A.
I know what you're saying, and I will try to make it easier for you.
I mean, I put it in S if I could, but there's no way it's
Yeah,
an S.
no, it's not an S
But
because I get it.
put it
I
in
get
A.
the character and the nostalgia and what it leads to, what you do like. I get it, but no, it's not an S. Even an A, I think, is reaching too high for this.
All right, you're probably right. Put it in B. You're probably right to be. Wait, why am I? No, A tier, because nobody else gives it an ever. So put it in A.
Well, you got to fight off. Well, yeah, I guess Ruben's got an A. Well, Dave's got a C minus.
No, this is where Vulcan comes in and they do the. Yeah, I think he might be thinking.
I like Vulcan. I like that they finally gave us a third Summers brother, but then
Summers brother.
Ultimately, though, just on its own, like if they didn't give us anything after this, wouldn't you be a little disappointed? Like that was it.
Well, I'm still disappointed we don't get more of them already. So, but like. No, I mean you could. It should look. At least I'm going to be honest about it. It should be in B, realistically, non-partial, not feeling nostalgia or how much I personally like the character. It's the storyline's missing a little bit. You know what I mean? Like they try to do that retcon thing and it didn't work, and then they had the retcon. So like, if they didn't do that, I think it could have been A tier,
but they did.
They did. So there they go. Okay, up next. I want to hear everybody's opinion on this because I've heard people say stuff about this and I think they're 100% wrong. So I'm going to go chat first before I even tell you what I think about this. So it's A versus X, not A plus X.
A versus X.
Yep, A versus X.
Avengers versus X-Men.
Isn't this another Bendis masterpiece?
Yeah. Well, I'll let you argue with the chat for 2 seconds.
No,
before we move on.
Don't need to. Darth, this show is awesome fun. Thank you, Darth Lopez. Hey! Oh, look at this. No, C minus. No, I think this is where I'm going. Yeah, I'm going D and trash with it.
I'm in D. I was like in a D. I mean, I'm not gonna pull it out of the trash because I didn't care for it all that much.
It was so stupid. Even on lineups.
Yeah, but there's another one that's even more stupid. Which is why,
just because something's trash doesn't mean another piece of trash isn't too. This was so dumb.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
it didn't even make any sense. When we
go through these lists before, it's like this thing is so much more trashy than this. How could this be in the same place?
Because the whole thing with AVX was to set up A plus X, and it was so dumb because they were setting up the.
And we even left off Axis. They also had Axis.
Oh, Axis is garbage.
And I left that out. I didn't even do that one. I probably should have, but
can we get in the trash? Can we get one more trash? One more person trash it. If not, it's going in D. All right, get it in D, I guess. Man, it's such garbage. I'm embarrassed that that's even on the list. Ugh. They did. They absolutely did. Yes. Mm-hmm. Once again, another reason why it should be trash. All right. We can't stop though. We got to keep going. S tier. S. War Kings. S. War Kings.
I know you have a special place for this in your heart.
Because of this. War Kings was the last mega event that was good. You came in with a Civil War. You did Annihilation, which was really Civil. You can say what you want about Civil War. It's S tier. Annihilation, A plus. Then you came back with Secret Invasions, A plus, if not S tier. Really good. And War Kings was the last thing that was. Well, you had Messiah and all the small ones, but War Kings is the last super mega that took everybody in. Yes, it's a space odyssey. It's the last one. After that, you started getting the garbage of garbage. You got Dark Reign. You got Dark Reign was the start of the downfall. You got Siege. You got Axis. You got A versus X. The trash just kept on coming to the point that people were like, enough with the events. I mean, that's really how bad it was. And this one was so great because it culminated all those events. It had parts of Secret War coming in. It had repercussions from Annihilation coming in. It had the repercussions from Civil War coming in. It had all those. It had all those things coming in throughout. And it made a lot of sense. We got the build up for Vulcan, so we got the payoff for Deadly Genesis. I know. Well,
yeah, you should read.
It had what character don't you like? It had
no,
no.
don't get me don't.
Shit, they had the Darkhawk.
Don't get me wrong.
It was the best Darkhawk.
Don't get me wrong. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to let you sell me on this S idea because I do really like this. I do. I like the space. I like the space opera. I like the epicness, the quality of this, where you're dealing with like empires, fight, and just the warring of kings. And
now
things.
I know there's nostalgia for Darkhawk now, but to this point, it was the first time that
he was a joke.
Yeah, he was a joke.
He was a joke, but
because they did the Fraternal of Talents. That was part of this storyline.
That was part of this. I know.
By the way,
I'm with you.
Nova, when they did the Reed Richard Nova, he was also kind of like a one-off. They made Quasar not look like a knockoff fucking warlock and made him look like a legitimate ass person, dude. Guardians of the Galaxy, the new set that you know of, is because of War of Kings. That's the team that has the Drax in it and that has Star-Lord before. Well, I can't even see chat.
He sold me, guys. So you tell me. All I have is David's A, not S. Darth Lopez's haven't read it. Ruben stepped away, so he doesn't know where we're at.
It's War of Kings.
And David again saying no S.
Oh, it's definitely not. They had the accuser getting mad. They brought dude. There's read this. Even read in trade paperback. War of Kings and Realm of Kings.
Yeah, no, I would recommend reading.
I think you got. I mean, honestly, I think you got to include Realm of Kings in this too because it really was one story. But even if you don't, it gives you it literally gives you the entire vast universe of Marvel. And if they did this, like if this was Phase 7, I'm melting myself. Yeah, ASS. Thank you very much. All right, we got it.
Yeah, you would sold me. I was at a solid A and A plus in that. I just didn't know if I could get pushed over, and then you just kind of pushed me. Oh. And you kind of pushed me by showing me the other crap. That's how you kind of pushed me.
Yeah.
I had to move away.
You got to rank it against all this other stuff too, right? So, okay. Black Vortex.
Ugh.
So let's go on to the next. Let's go on to the next series after this because you're going to throw that in the trash can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was just a waste of time.
Just mash up. Let's just take Guardians and X-Men and put them together because Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde are dating.
Star-Lord dates Pride. Hot fucking trash. 0.0. So I'm already on my 0 to 10 scale here. 0.0. 0.0.
Yeah, I just didn't care for it.
Nova doesn't suck, David. That's an incorrect statement. That's factually incorrect. Factually incorrect.
Yeah, Nova doesn't suck.
Nova does not suck. That is factually incorrect.
There are a ton of
good day.
Nova comics.
That is factually incorrect. All right.
There are a ton of shitty comics, though.
I almost just shut down the whole thing. I was so disappointed with him saying that. Black Vortex. Now that's something that does suck. Next up, we have got the Age of Apocalypse 12. So we get Destiny's Diary in this. They did kind of use the sucking of the power off.
You know what we get?
What?
We got garbage.
It's kind of a.
I like the idea. This is why I say garbage. This is like, you imagine if we've been talking on Star Wars. We've been talking about the Lost 20 for so long. They talked about this 12 for a while. They were building up to 12.
Fair enough.
And then when they delivered crap.
Well, okay, so it's a prequel. Everybody knows this is a prequel to Age of Apocalypse, right? Like, this is what the prequel to Age of Apocalypse was, done like 4 years.
Yeah, it was just, God. I
didn't think it was crap, but
it wasn't crap. I was just so disappointed.
I buy it and put it, when I do the run, I buy it and put it ahead and then read it and then get really excited when I get to pick up Alpha.
Yeah. So, I'm with David and Ruben. Like, I'm at a D. I'm at a solid D for this.
Argue that. Do you think I'm going to argue?
Yeah, I was just so disappointed by the actual.
It was dumb too how they did it, where like of course, you want to talk about a freaking outcome that was like tailor made that everybody knew the ending to, David. This one where you knew Magneto wasn't going to have enough power and yeah. No, he's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted so much more out of it, but
Cell Pan
did not deliver it. Oh, we finally get our row 2. First section with a second row.
Row 2? What had row 2?
I'm just saying D. D now has a second row.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, Black Vortex, you can't read that. That's just straight garbage.
Ugh, yeah, that's
Okay, now I will argue that we should even have this on the list because technically I don't see this as being a complete crossover.
I know, but did they put it on all the covers?
Yeah.
It wasn't really that great.
It's not bad. No, I actually kind of like it.
Not bad, but it's just
the part where he goes and tries to get like Dark Beast involved and Sugar Man and all those, the high evolutionary and all that stuff. It was okay. You gotta remember they were pushing Sword at the time too, around this time.
And they were trying to just
wasn't Beast banging like a Brand or something like that? He was, right? With the green hair Brand from Sword.
Oh yeah, Abigail Brand.
Yeah. But like mediocrity at its best.
It wasn't great though.
Is a 5.0 C, because if it is, this is where we're putting it. Chat is a 5.0 C. Because if it is just mediocre.
I don't even know.
Baby Cable in 201. Yeah.
What about Baby Cable in 201?
Yeah, I mean, who really? Like, okay. It wasn't Baby Cable also in Cyclops and no, they didn't call it Cyclops. What was it called? Where him and Jean Grey were out in the sun of Ashtar or whatever.
That miniseries.
Yeah,
the
miniseries.
Shit, what was that called?
I can't. Cable, Phoenix and Cable, but they called it something else too. It has something.
It was like Axani Sun,
yeah, Shani or whatever. The same thing. Like Rachel turns into Shaki
with the Cyclops, whatever, and it doesn't matter.
Son of Ashaki, whatever. Hey guys, what's going on? Hello, can I have a request for Pete? Can you show the photo? Yeah, I love this guy. I had a great shirt on. I wore a shirt specifically for this guy the other day, and then he didn't come on. All right, hold on. Let me pull that.
It's X-Men 11.
There you go.
Just X-Men 11.
Where'd you get it from? Yeah,
I got it from TeePublic, where I put my T-shirts too.
So go to TeePublic and buy some Rennavision stuff.
Yeah, you can. But what I'm saying, what you should do is you wait for when they have sales, because most of the T-shirts are like $20 each. But if you wait every twice a month, they do like $13 a T-shirt. That's when I usually buy stuff, and they got tons of fun designs.
What are we doing with this? C, everybody C 5.0 C. Yep, C.
C, I guess. All right.
5 out of 10. A B C D E. 1 2 3 4 5. If A B C.
There is no E. It goes to F.
Okay.
So what's C would be in the middle.
What? Okay. This is at the top. This is at the bottom. This is over the next one. And then this. Oh, wait. I can't show you what's in the middle. C's in the middle. All right. 5.0 is in the middle. All right.
Dun-da-da!
There you go. Pete the
That's
Superman.
my Cannonball Run.
All right.
What was his name? Captain Chaos.
Having fun today. House of X and Power of X. Actually, I got to say, man. I still think it kind of holds. I think the shit after it's not good. Or that's not true. Some of the stuff that came out of it's pretty good. But we have to judge it on its storyline, not the stank they put out afterwards.
Yeah.
Are we gonna go B with this? I think part of the problem. See, this is why I'm not going to put it in the A, because I think part of the problem is it came out after such a low of X-Men titles. We had gold and blue and so much shit.
Red.
I think and red.
Don't forget red.
I think everybody just wanted something. So they're like, oh, this has got to be when this came out, everybody's going for it. But yeah.
It was it was a refreshing change of pace. But
yeah, I think B or A. I think A is good. What's an A? No, maybe not A. Maybe B. Maybe A. Maybe B.
My lean was more of like that kind of B plus-ish kind of like, it could be B, it could be A. Only reason because like you said,
it's hard to wash off the after stink. All right.
Yeah, some of the other stuff, it's just like by comparison, what was just happening before this? Yes, this was a welcome change of pace, but at the same time, am I in love with everything that came out of it? Probably not, because I'm just like, well, I'm not in love with what came out, but I thought it was. That's what I'm saying. Like, as far as storyline goes, do I really like the idea that they can bring anybody back at any time? Like, I don't know. That's kind of cheap. Like, it's kind of,
or that they have Mutant Fight Club now. Put in A. We can go A.
You want to go A?
Yeah, go A with it. Yeah, I mean, it has some significance. I mean,
it does.
And by itself, the storyline of A the storyline of
Oh, I
House.
gotta put it in B to get it today because it wouldn't let me scroll. There we
The
go.
story. I was just looking at some of the other stories. I mean, no, it doesn't. But it's about that's once
It
again,
was between
guys,
for me.
You guys have downgraded on nostalgia and what happened after. I just try to be honest and grade on what it is as a story.
I'll admit when nostalgia is taking its hold. I say it right away.
Yeah. So that's that. What's next?
We got 3 left.
Oh, okay. Well,
this does not really count, though. We'll preface this because it's not a crossover.
This is the book that I thought everybody was gonna. This is the book that I thought people were gonna be like, "Hey, we're gonna get in a fight here." So we'll see if we can get in an internet fight here over this book.
Yeah, because this is not really a
absolutely
crossover.
Not Darth Lopez. Absolutely not.
It is an epic story. Which
I think C is giving it a little bit too much. Yeah, it is a story arc, not an event. Agreed.
It is. That's Joe. But I still included it just because so we could talk about it. So
no, disagree. It had not a B either. I think it has. I think it's a D. But
really,
you want to talk about overhyped garbage?
Well,
this was hyped. So you already had the Phoenix song coming out. Plus, I don't even like the concept of the Phoenix Force. I don't like the concept of it. I don't think they've ever done it well. It doesn't really make any sense. It doesn't follow any rules. I didn't like it in Dark Phoenix. I didn't like it going on. The only thing that was good about it, got rid of Jean Grey. And then we never got rid of Jean Grey.
That it did. But look at what else came out of this.
It's not about what came out of it.
I know. Again. Oh, no. But I'm saying, well, look what you used this for Deadly Genesis, introducing one of your favorite characters. Look out of this run. We got introduced to the White Queen. We got introduced to the Hellfire Club.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to do it.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's part of this run.
Okay.
This kind of story. Like a lot came out of this. So that's why I can't completely trash it. Even if, yes, I get what you're saying. Ultimately, it was just kind of a week. Hey, let's just make her crazy.
All right. So are we going to put it? I don't think we can put it in B with what's in B. B's got some good stuff in it.
It is a tough call because, like I said, it doesn't really fit here anyway. So we're kind of cheating by putting this into this grouping anyway. I say we just throw it in the middle and call it a day.
See, it is. Okay, we can do it in C. Like I said, I had it in D originally.
Ruben said it. Yep. That's just.
Yeah.
See, it is.
Oh, good Lord.
I think we're done here, guys.
What? What happened? We good?
Yeah, no. I'm just saying. I think we're done. We can move on, right?
Oh yeah, this was going in the garbage. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Do we need to talk about this?
No. And honestly, you could throw this one in there too, dude.
That's why I said I think we're done.
Holy shit, we're done. Anybody want to see either one of those?
This is why I said I think we're done here. Once I saw what was left, I'm like, Inhumans versus X-Men was just, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean these two.
A cloud, like the whole event's about a cloud.
Yeah,
just because you want to get rid of mutants, so you can put your crappy ABC version of Inhumans on television.
Excited for Age of X.
Oh, and this Age of X just sullied the whole
bad
Age of Apocalypse.
So bad. I wish there was something below trash. It was so bad. All right, anybody try to say that? Turd Island, yes, trash and Turd Island. There we go. Okay, double trash, death, fire. What's that? Yep, dead.
Coffin, that's
trash. And what's this one? Turd Island.
Oh, that's Turd Island.
All right, we're done with. Oh shit,
that was an epic.
All right, hurry up! I'm gonna hurry up and get into. Hold on, I'm gonna get into the toy. What did I name this toy thing real quickly? We gotta get through some stuff. We're at like 2 hours.
Yeah, we're almost at 2 hours.
We're almost at 2 hours. All right,
I'll take this down.
Google Drive Chrome. Let's share the Google Drive Chrome. Let's see what's over here. I'm not gonna do that because that gives away too much. All right, this is toys. So I was being funny and I decided to do like what the hell they call this? Not top 5 toys. You ready?
Yes, the not top 5 toys.
Can you see this? Are we sharing?
You are, but you don't have it full screen. You have it like on display. You're
We'll
not
get into
presenting.
present mode. All right,
There you
present
go.
mode. That top 5. this.
You're gonna roll 2 seconds by yourself. I'll be right back.
Do you know what character this is, Pete? Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's supposed to be
Storm. The whole set of these. Go ahead. You can leave. There's a whole set of these. They're the Savage Land set. It's her. And by the way, I think the dino is called Colossus in this one. Oh yeah, it is Colossus, and it's terrible. There's a very terrible Wolverine in this too. It's just absolutely horrible. I don't even know what to say about it. I mean, it's pretty terrible. I think you can get these for under $10 though, if you want to get the whole set. Next up, I actually put three. This is supposed to be the movie Jean Grey. Now there's 3 of these, and look at this blob. It comes with them too. Because it was 3 different sculpts they done. The one on the left was the first sculpt. They eventually got rid of that because there was too much boobie showing. If you can see this, she's got like no bra on and no underneath. So then they moved it to the second version. Her head's still jacked up. I don't know, man. I don't know how that's Jean Grey, and they gave you the melting gloop senator next to her. This is what it looked like. This was Jensen as Jean Grey. Yeah, I don't think people could sell these fast enough if they'll let you get rid of it. It also got Senator Kelly as a gloop. Like, that's a great add-on player. I mean, when you want to have a set of toys, just a gloop monster is a great one. Oh, this is a good one. There's lots of different types of Wolverines to choose that turned out pretty bad. Now, a lot of these, like this one obviously wasn't. This was like, oh, look, did you see this? Jean Grey, boobs out, so they had to stop that. So they did a second sculpt. They actually gave her like a...
Put them away a little bit.
Yeah, so then they finally gave her a zip up. But they got Senator Kelly with them all. So a lot of these now are Toy Biz. This one obviously isn't a toy. Oh, this is, yep, Toy Biz 2.
Oh, the movie, the movie one's.
This is a Toy Biz also. Yeah, that movie one's terrible. This is a Toy Biz also one.
That looks like it looks like Roman Reigns there.
There was a different one where Jean Grey's like in a green thing melting down with Cyclops standing over it, which is terrible too. I tried not to do that one. This was a battle action one. This is the classic light up weapons. I'm
just saying that pose of the loose figure looks like Roman Reigns doing his hoo-ah, like he's about to spear somebody.
Yeah, it looks like he's about to do something with his mouth open like that. But I it's just not. This is probably I would think this is one of the worst versions of Wolverine as a toy. Plus the blue and purple. I mean, I just
classics.
It is his classic blue and purple outfit.
Look how bad that card is too.
Yeah, but do you even see the motion?
They cut off half of his face. Like, why did they cut the card that way?
But do you see
the whole thing is like the whole setup
is also has to walk like he's taking a shit all the time because you can't pose him any other way.
No, he just has to fart. You see that guy? He's got a fart. He's holding it in.
Clenching. At least he's got veins popping off of his triceps that are 16 times the size of his fucking whole other arm. Okay, this whole line is pretty trash. But I think there's one character that sticks out of the Generation X line. This Jubilee, which is like, I think they
got man hands.
Some of my female friends I think like my butch friends in the 90s, this is what they got it off of. I mean,
look at the size of her hand.
Jesus Christ. I mean, but look at any of these. Like,
well, the whole in the pose. Like, I love
I mean, like, oh god, it's terrible. Oh god, it's terrible. But finally, the champion of them all. Do you even know who this is?
Hold on.
Is the chat? Please tell me the chat's guessing on who this is.
Who the fuck is that? Is that supposed to be like a red? I don't know. Colossus?
What does the chat say? Anything? Chat got anything on this?
Why are their arms so long? It's the left hand back. I think that's on the older figures. Because remember, they're going to be a little bit behind us.
Yeah.
Carnage? I think we got a Carnage. Yes.
This is actually Professor X. This is Professor Xavier. Yeah. They made these. There's this line called the Mutant Armor, and it had like some of them weren't that bad. Like the Beast one or Colossus one wasn't that bad. I mean, they weren't absolutely terrible. They were kind of 90s-ish. Once again from the Toy Biz line.
Professor X?
It's Professor X. Like, And the problem is, like, the rest of the people when they're outside their armor kind of look normal. He doesn't look normal at all. Like, does not look normal at all.
Why did he steal Captain America's boots?
I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to show you some of the worst of the worst, and I think these are probably the not top 5. Now, mind you, none of these are expensive. They're very cheap. So if you want to collect, I mean, I do collect bootlegs in Star Wars, like terrible bootlegs, and even not bootlegs.
We still got to do that too.
I know I still got to do that.
Oh,
but
you know, like that'd be so much fun. And
stuff, I think they're funny.
You and the bendies.
Yeah, the bendies that are just like the messed up faces and stuff. So I always collect toys. That
show it again. I made you larger than me. Yeah, the bendies are great.
Face. Look at that face. So I always collect weird crap like this, especially because it's cheap. It's all like $5 or less. So if I see them, I pick them up. But those are some things that if you want the not top 5, yeah, I hope you guys liked it.
I did. I thought that was kind of fun. I still can't believe that was Professor X.
Long Arm Jubilee was good. That whole series.
Oh yeah, long arm.
I think you could buy that whole. I think that's like a $2. Like if you buy in Lucy's,
that hand was huge.
That Generation X is like something I think needs to be bought as Lucy's because I think you can get the whole set for like maybe 50 cents a piece, and it's just amazing. Like the Queen, she's terrible. White Queen, like
Charlotte
all
Flair.
of them are bad. Yeah, and they do Red Hulk and somehow give him an arm. Actually, I think that was that Jungle Boy. I can't remember. Whatever it is, it's just bad. Omega Red? No, not Omega Red. All right, so yeah, the hand is backwards. But those are the great. When everybody complains about how bad it was,
Jubilee is now on Joe's radar. Thanks.
I can't believe that. Can't believe KB Toy Stores went out of business. Oh, really? Okay. Well, yeah, you know why. So there you go. I mean,
people love going to KB Toy Store.
I do love the story behind the Jean Grey movie thing where they had Senator Kelly in there too. Like you figure they'd take Senator Kelly off. No, they changed the sculpt on Jean Grey because they thought that having her with no bra and boobies was too perverted for small children. But like Blob kind of. And by the way, there's definitely one of those if you look them up for the movie one where she's like. It's not a great pose of her in a green gob with Cyclops standing over her. Okay, let's just say it like that so we don't get kicked off the YouTube. That Professor X
use your imagination.
That's not a 5.5. That's a 0.0. That Professor X, man. All right. So I took my break and leave, or you took your break and leave.
Yeah. It was like Naked Gun in there. I didn't think it was going to stop.
So you're saying there's a chance, or we could just go into
if you need a pause, I can do the top 5, and then you can do yours.
No, yeah, you can do top 5, and then I'll run through. Then we'll run through our second to last segment. So, I like the 5 though. Go ahead, do your 5. I'll be back.
All right. Well, as we've come to really like doing these top 5 variants, and we're doing top 5 variants on a budget again, because with this many crossovers and this many like series to pick from, it was kind of tough. So I just kind of picked ones that I thought were interesting, at least at the prices that these actually sold for. So that's kind of where I came at this. And kind of go for 5. I mean, we did 30 different crossovers, so to only be able to pick 5 books out of all that made it a little bit tough. So I'm glad Marco ran out, because he's going to be mad that the first one that I picked was from X-Tinction Agenda, because again, I liked it. But this is just to remind you guys too that these gold second prints existed. Like this is what they did in Marvel back in like the 90s. They did the like just gold like backgrounds, like in all the mutant titles, mostly the X-Men. I believe they did one for New Mutants for as well. There was a Wolverine. I know Wolverine 42, I think, had a gold cover. And that's just kind of how they did their second prints. It's like, well, we'll just take the regular cover and we'll just slap gold on it. And this thing's super cheap, which is why it's in the budget thing. I'm not saying it's worth a ton or should be worth a ton. It's just kind of a little footnote, a little fun thing. Jim Lee cover. You got Havoc there, and this whole start of, again, the crossover that I first hunted as a Ute. The 2 Utes. But this, look, $3. One sold a week ago or so. Well, September 22nd, so maybe 2 weeks ago. $3. So it's not expensive. So this is definitely a budget find. This is something you want to look for in a dollar bin, just for fun. Now, we know Marco does love Second Coming, so I'm sure he likes this one showing up here. I like this cover a lot.
I like this.
I think this kind of encapsulates kind of the whole like storyline here. Just the 2 of them together. And this is a 1 in 25 for X-Force number 27. Some can sell for a little bit more, but somebody got one at auction for less than $10. So that's why I can throw it in here. What's it? Yeah, because I said Ute. I intentionally said that, JJ.
Utes.
I knew what I was doing. But yeah, to get this for under $10, I think I paid probably paid like 15 for mine. But it's a 1 in 25, so I mean you factor that in however you want to buy your incentives. But I dig this cover. I like this Finch personally. So to keep an eye out for it for cheap. And then Marco's other favorite, Deadly Genesis. I like this one too. This is the Joe Quesada, the third cover of the series. The regular one, which I think he showed or we had on the slide for when we presented it, was like giant size X-Men, but all of them like zombified. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this one, this is the third cover by Joe Quesada, and this one it's not easy to find, but you can still find one for kind of cheap, $15. Some can sell for a little bit more. You might be able to sneak one for a little bit less. I found a couple for less, and yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's one I'd keep an eye out for.
Were we doing something?
Oh yeah, are we? I don't know if we were going to or not. I forgot about it. Because I do have one of these.
I told him not to give it away. I said
he told me not to give it away. I do have an extra one of these for this particular cover. But what do you want to do? What do you think we should do? We can do a giveaway.
We'll think about it.
People are hanging in here this long with us, almost 2 hours, us talking X-Men. We can give a book away.
Okay, let's figure out a way to give it away. That's fine. We can do that.
Let's get through the top 5 variants, and then I think we gotta. I got an idea. I got one.
I'm gonna try to win it then. All right. And yeah,
I got an idea.
My studio's in the in-law suite, so the bathroom is attached to the room.
Oh, well, lucky you.
No, David's worried. David's worried about my.
Oh, that you wash your hands. Yeah, but like I said, this was the second cover. There's another variant for this Deadly Genesis one. It's a Wolverine. I think it might be a Hitch. I don't know. I can't remember who did the art on this one, but it's kind of cool. But I prefer the Quesada personally.
No, it looks a lot better. Yeah, this looks like a half done.
Yeah, just it's a cover. I know you don't love this. I don't love this one either. Adam. Yeah, you can make that noise, but I like the classic X-Men look, and I like Granoff. This guy might not as much as I do, but I do, so that's why I picked this one. Because
what's going on with Cyclops' hand?
Well, he's just,
and what's she doing? Hey,
she's doing the thing.
What thing? Okay. Well, Randolph doesn't always hit home runs.
You're doing the Elvis point.
Listen, if you give him garbage to work, you give him garbage to work with. Garbage in, garbage out. That's what I say.
Well, still, this one is under $20. It's a 1 in 25 as well. If you're curious of the ratio, this is an incentive variant. This is a 1 in 25 for all new X-Men number 16. There were a couple of different covers on this thing outside of this, but this is the 1 in 25. Like I said, I like the design of it. I like just the simplicity of it. And I don't know. I like it for that.
Yeah. You guys never heard my Neil Adams story before. I definitely I definitely washed my hands. And I don't think you're wrong there either. And I think three in a row. We got turkey. We hit a turkey.
And our last one, we talked about Necrotia. I know it got a little bit of a bump from me because of this, because they did all of these horror movie covers on the variants, and I just love them all. Like, it's not easy to find this Lost Boys one, and this is Necrotia number 1. This is kind of like the event kickoff issue, I guess.
It is.
You would say.
Yep.
But I was able to include this because it sold for $25. I try to go for like 30.
This is the second hardest one to find.
Yeah, I try to go for like, $25, $30 at the most for the budget part. But just to put this in perspective, $25, free shipping, buy it now on September 24th. The day before, a copy apparently sold for $120.
Well, eBay's it.
It is a crazy place. There was another sale that was also like a couple of days ago after this. That was like, I think it was 80. So the prices are kind of high, but I think a lot of that has to do with the Lost Boys being talked up as being rebooted. So I think that also might be driving people to this book right now.
Yeah.
But still, I'd keep an eye out for it because it's a cool cover. And just for fun, I just got a couple of these. Maybe I'll do like a video on these ones or something one of these days. But I like these. Like you got the interview with the vampire cover on was X-Force 21.
21, pretty easy one to find.
Yeah,
Pretty,
From
you
Dusk Till
find all
Dawn
over the place.
on
Yep.
22. And as Marco teased,
Yeah,
you're not going
JJ
to find this one. This
ruined
one's
it.
tough.
JJ ruined it in the chat, but yeah, the
This
Underworld one is the hardest one to find.
It is. This is like $200.
Oh
raw.
Jesus, it's up to.
It's ridiculous.
Now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Prices on this thing are tough. 23. Yeah. Issue 23. This variant, and it's only like a 1 in 10 or 1 in 15. It's a pretty low incentive, but it is tough because I just think people want it. I mean, it's a gorgeous cover. I dig it, but
yeah.
So I just thought for fun, I'd
That's
share.
a hard one to get to. It didn't used to always be like that. I was telling
No,
you a story
no.
before where.
Yeah, like 25, 30. Like, okay, that makes sense. I'm in.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as it like crossed that $100 mark, and then crazy market of this last year has taken things to like
I thought it was
crazy
stupid,
levels.
like 4 years ago or 3 years ago when it hit $50. I was like, this is just dumb. Especially considering what? It's a 1 in 15, right?
It's something like I don't remember the exact ratio, but
it
yeah,
wasn't like it was
it's
a small run either.
Yeah, it's
not
low.
that we talk print runs, but like, all right, well, let me go blind again because I got to share my screen.
It's all right. I'll keep an eye on the chat for you.
Good. Ready. We're not gonna go into Hangouts because that's where we talk about you guys behind your back. What do I have here?
I'm looking at Joe talking about Lost Boys 3. Yeah, Lost Boys sequels. Yeah, no go.
I got to get out of this maybe.
I don't know why you're bringing that up. Yeah, the Finch and Campbell books, a lot of them are just pricey. Like a lot of those Finches are like $40, and the Campbells are even more. Like there's a good Campbell for that 205. We might see it in a minute.
I'm gonna do this.
If somebody can get their screen share up,
and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. So there you
had it. What'd you do?
I don't know, man. It just does.
There you go.
Sometimes. Okay, so we have a kind of a C list. I don't know. It's not really a C list. I was looking at some things. I was thinking, man, some of these characters really need to have like we kind of talked about it earlier, but they need to have a second shot or a third shot or a fourth shot where you could redo them. So I kind of named it. You're telling me there's a chance that they could redo these characters better, or at least they'll show up someplace. And I was thinking about characters that need a little bit of a, how should I put it, Pete? Maybe just a little bit more
revamp.
Yeah, a revamp. Not like a complete reboot or retcon, but
just kind of like a new set of digs into some new clothes.
Yeah, some new clothes, maybe something like that. First off, Hope. We all know Hope. She started off so A. It was just unbelievable how A she started off. And they have, ever since I even thought Generation Hope was pretty good.
It was. I was just about to say that. Her series, that was actually a decent little run. Like, I liked it.
They just threw her to the side and killed her. I think we could get a little revamp. Obviously, you guys know the Campbell on the left. It's really a hard one to get. I did write down some numbers, though. I was surprising because these books aren't what they used to be. With all the hype on X books and everything else, that's super crazy. I was like, man, some of these books. So this is 205, X-Men 205, right? So we're looking. Well, okay, yeah, that's probably still pretty good. But $90 for the Campbell Raw and 9/8 for 350 to 4. So it's still up there for the.
It's still up there, but I'm surprised that it did come under 100. It was over 100 for a while.
And you got you're looking at like $20 to $30 for the Raws, which is kind of like it's second print is way on the right, by the way, guys. If you don't see that one's really hard to get. But with all the hype of the pumper and dumpers and how they're piping second prints, I think this is a time if you want to buy this character, if you think they're ever going to do anything good, because like the second print's going for almost the same as the first. You know what I mean? And like, if you can get the Campbell, because that thing's not going anywhere. Next up is a character that I love that I just think they need to do a little bit more on too. And if we actually see it live, then we're going to get War of Kings. And that's what I'm going to love is War of Kings. Obviously, Pete covers some of these books. We don't check with each other when we do what we're talking about, so it's too late. But you have, the one on the left, which is the halfway done variant. The hard to find, not the rarest, but hard to find Quesada variant, which we'll be giving away here. And then the Brubaker. I mean, I found, if you guys watch MCM at all, like about a year ago or 8 months ago, I found like a short box full of these and bought them all for 50 cents. So, I mean, they're out there and there's a lot of them out there, but I mean, I love the character, so I buy it all the time, but they definitely need to do something with him. He's super powerful. He's probably the coolest of the Summers, even cooler than Quasar. He's just the best. So they really need to do something.
Quasar for?
or not Quasar, the dad.
Havoc?
No, the
Oh,
dad.
Corsair.
Corsair, the guy that flies the Star.
What are you bringing up Quasar for?
Yeah, not Quasar. Sorry, long day, long night. What
I
are we
got
into?
you.
Hour
Yeah,
3
Corsair.
already at this point. All right. Next up, and they're trying to make this guy back, but they've never done him justice. Is Shatterstar.
Now,
Now,
talking about he was great in Deadpool 2.
well, actually, you know the funny thing about it, when you think about it, and there might be a chance that they actually do bring him back because into the movie theaters, because the original Shatterstar, quote unquote, died at one point, and they found this other this is actually a storyline in the movie. Like his storyline goes that they found some guy that looked exactly like him and had amnesia, and it turns him into Shatterstar. So we might actually get Shatterstar back in the movies, maybe in a Deadpool or something else. I hope we do, because I'd love, just like I like to see Falcon, I like to see him.
I've told you what I want to see.
They've done some weird things with him before. Like I know the relationship thing was a little bit off with Ricker, even though like it makes sense, but like he's the better version of Longshot than Longshot, yeah, he's the better version of Longshot than Longshot is. So I kind of like to see it keep going. But yeah, they like chopped his hair down, then did whatever.
I still want X Factor Investigations as a show. Like that's
that'd be cool. Yeah,
I know you're on board with that too. I
am too. But they've thrown them all over. I just want to see like this right here, where he's like the battle war type person. Now he's gone back to the Multiverse, but then they kind of like is like, oh, he doesn't want to be a warrior anymore. Just make him like a goofy gladiator. That's all I would like out of him.
So. Well, JJ had said the good news is I don't think anyone's going to miss Shatterstar. He was a bit of a prick.
Okay. Well, I do miss him. All right, there you go. Once again, you got the 3/100 covers, the first print,
silver,
the
and
second
gold.
Print, and the third print, the 80 bazillion covers that Liefeld put out for this copies. I mean, this was right during the time where everybody thought they were going to retire on comic books, and then realized they had to wait 30 years. And
yet somehow these books can still sell for money for
$10,
more than $1.
Man. I can't believe it. Like it's like 10. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I probably supposed to give prices for this. So this stuff right here, I mean, you're literally talking about like the main covers. You could get it for $1 to $5. You know what I mean? And $10 for the other two variants.
They're still kind of tough. That first issue of Deadly Genesis is always gone. Like the rest of the run is there.
They are. They get
people always grab it.
You come across them every once.
You do. But
Shatterstar's got an interesting one though. This is, remember last week when we started talking about like what is a first appearance? Shatterstar's got a half-page diagonal cut with Farrell on the end of 99. I guess you got to call it.
What about that annual? Isn't he in there too or something?
Yeah, they give him 100. That's what everybody says it is because he's on the cover and he's on the inside.
Yeah,
I mean the first one's there though. I mean it is what it is. It's 99 100. Well, I mean that's like 99's like $1 book. 100's like $5-10 depending on where you get it from. This is a character that I think is kind of interesting because he could be a really good bad guy if they did him right, but they kind of got lost in the middle of his story. He's the last of the Rasputins, so he's Colossus and Magic's brother, but they made him a Russian cosmonaut, which is really bad. So if they could retcon that portion of it, but
he just wanted to use a cosmonaut.
Yeah, and at one point before they revealed who he actually was, he could have also been a dupe for Cable because he had similar type powerings going on and he had a missing eye, and people thought that they were going to do that to retcon. They never did. But he definitely could be a good bad guy and somebody that wouldn't be so bad to see. And honestly, I'd like to see the Rasputin storyline. Like, I think, they did Black Widow, but it'd be cooler if you were going to do Russians. You should have done the Rasputins. But that's just me. Once again, 50-cent dollar book there.
No,
there's no such thing as a dollar book anymore.
Have Russians already, but I don't think we have. I think we can always have more
Russians. I mean, no.
That's not that all Russians are bad. It's just
no, but you get two good Russians and a very bad one. I mean, he was built to be. They just didn't make him. It was just too short of an end for him. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, kids of the '80s can just easily get on board. Oh, okay.
Speaking of too short, I like this character, but there's some funny business that I got to talk about him too. But we get Ahab. Now they supposedly have killed him off, but he's been killed off before. And the reason why I like him and want him back, and I think there might be a chance, is because of Rachel Summers. Also, in the summer grouping, I would say it goes, Vulcan, then it goes Rachel, then it goes Hope right now. You know what I mean? That's the top 3, and then the rest of them.
Then
Either way,
no Cable doesn't make your top
Cable
3
makes it
summers.
4. Well, we got to figure out what's going on with Cable.
I know you love Scott.
Who? Is he in Star Trek or something? Either way, this is a very interesting case study here. So it depends on where you go or who says it or what people do. But and for years I had been picking up the second annual, the part 2, as even though he's on the cover of 1, because I had always heard that these books came out at the same time, and I liked part 2, which is technically part 3, the X Factor book. So there's 4 annuals that made up this storyline of Days of the Future Present.
Yeah.
They all say they came out in July, which isn't true. They actually all came out in May. They also were under the old distribution, like the 1990 distribution thing. And if you know anything about the 1990 distribution thing, it was kind of a different world where like they had regional distribution centers, and you'd go in and it was like a supermarket where, like, if you were an LCS, you'd come in, you'd pick up a shipment, you'd pick up the books for maybe this week and next week you're supposed to sell. There was no Wednesday, like, comic book day, right? Like, that wasn't a thing. So it's kind of hard to figure out. Now, there is some debate on which book came out at first, or if they both came out at first. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to show you this, that I think if you're going to qualify one as the first, you would have to go with the Fantastic Four annual.
It's part 1. I mean,
it does say that. I will say that this is also something too. I dug up some of the old order forms. You know, they send you this book to tell you when it's coming out. Yeah. So like in week,
look at Marco P.I. going to work.
Right. There you go. Title on sale, second week of May. You get the Fantastic Four Annual 23. Now, Fantastic Four Annual number 5, which technically should have been in week 4 because the storyline, they did misnumber it. The New Mutants Annual number 6 storyline is technically before that one and should have came in week 3, but it didn't. As you can see here underneath Spider-Man, I probably should have done better. Isn't that some McFarlane Spider-Man? Underneath, you see it says the third week.
That's Larson.
Is it Larson? Third
week.
I
think it's Larson.
Well, it's 90. Who was drawing them in 90? Todd McFarlane, right here. It says right there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the faces behind Spidey. Those are Larson faces. Those are
Marvel Tales was the Todd McFarlane. Okay. Yeah. All right. I got confused. Either way. Okay, so there you go. Well, this is just a preview thing, like a notepad for it. But they do show also they show the 4th portion because you got a little Reed Richards in there. Now, if you want to tell me, the only reason I'm bringing this up, if you want to tell me that, hey, we understand what this is saying, that's the day that the LCSs are supposed to put them out on the for sale thing, but they did come in at the same time, I'd agree with you that both Annual 23 and Annual 5 were shipped and were presented to at the distributor at the same time. Yes. With that being said, you probably still have to consider Fantastic Four Annual 23 the first, because it is number 1 in the storyline and technically was supposed to hit the shelves first, even though it didn't. So there you go.
So it was Fantastic Four and then X Factor.
Yeah, so this is what Fantastic Four. Yeah, Fantastic Four 23 and then X Factor. Either way.
And then was it that it was New Mutants was in there, and then
it's New Mutants, and then it's X Force, was it?
No,
whichever this one is. It's this. It's the Gambit one.
Yeah, the Gambit, the one that's actually first Gambit, because
first Gambit. Yeah, first Gambit that nobody calls first Gambit.
Yeah,
Fantastic Four, X Factor. Yeah, X-Men Annual. It is X-Men Annual. Yeah, it's the first Gambit. So there you go. But X-Men Annual Gambit was like, I think that was the only book that actually went out in, because I think this was this a 5-week May? It might have been a 5-week May. Either way.
Maybe.
Yeah, man.
That 5th week messes up a lot of stuff.
I'd have to go back and dig through the box to get this order form back out, and I'm not going to do that. So
yeah, it's not that important.
Not that important. But I thought that was pretty cool. And I think it was something maybe to share with some people. I don't know if they remember these and everything like that, but whatever. Pretty cool. Either way, this is what I'm going with as the first, and I got a YouTube show, so I know things.
And I agree. It's supposed to be part 1 of the story. So if they came out,
but the weird part about this is part 2 of the story. Like,
was supposed to be part 3.
Yes. So like X Factor says part 2, but it's actually, if you ever read the story,
all the more reason
it's part 3, which is all the more reason for all the confusion.
For Fantastic Four to be the first one then. Because that just distances X Factor even further.
I agree, but it showed up. Unfortunately, it got shipped at the same time.
I know.
Is what the issue is. So, I mean, technically,
we're going to retcon it, though.
Yeah, I mean, retcon whatever we did. I think we did a great job as great YouTube.
And this is what I think we should
creators.
I think this is what we should do. Piggybacking off of your hope of bringing back X characters. That's what we should just make our thing for the giveaway.
Oh, yeah. Tell us what characters you think that they could.
Yeah, in the comments. Just in the comments of the video, hit us up and tell us what character do you want to see them bring back.
Say there's a chance we can bring them back.
Whether you want to see Maggot brought back, as long as you give us an option.
Glowworm. What about Glowworm? Can we bring Glowworm back?
That's Maggot, right? Or was there a different person in Glowworm?
No, Glowworm. Actually, in that storyline we are just talking about, he was it? Yeah, in the first book, wasn't it? I think it was in Days of Future Present. There's a guy in like a radioactive dumpster. He looks like a worm, and they call him Glowworm. And there's this big fat pig.
Oh,
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you're right now that you said
and they're
that.
throwing like radioactive, like it's like Donkey Kong style at they have stuff. Right? Is that true?
Something. I think you're right. I think that sounds familiar now.
I think it sounds familiar.
But just throw out what character you would like, what X-Men character you'd like to see revamped, brought back, what obscure random character you want brought back. And we'll put you in a pile. We'll run the thing. And we'll give it away. If only like 3 or 4 of you actually enter, then Marco and I are just going to talk about it and pick the one we like best.
Or I'm just going to win. All right. Yeah. So make sure whatever you do, comments at the
after do it in the comment section on this video
after the show.
If you made it 2 hours and 15 minutes in.
Woo! We were on track to go 3 hours. Yeah. Here, I can't. Where's the thing? We were on track to go 3 hours, and we shortened it down to 2 hours and whatever minutes, which is perfect. All right. Well, hey, thank everybody out there. Yes, that is a beautiful Boba Fett. Darth Lopez, like a year ago, gave me this figure. And it hasn't left that spot. Everything else has kind of changed around.
I don't know. That Hulk's been there a while. I keep seeing the Hulk.
The Hulk. I only bought that Hulk. I think I bought that like 4 months ago at Con.
Yeah, it's only been a few months, but it's been there. It's been that same spot though for a few months.
I haven't changed everything up in a little bit. You're right. I got my Mach up there too, though. I should change my Mach and bring him down.
We didn't even talk about the show.
We're not done yet. So here we go. We aren't done yet. Pete, what did you think about What If? What did you think of What If?
Overall, or just this episode?
No, this episode. Yeah.
Honestly, I was just disappointed in that's what they decided to do for the finale.
Is that the last one, or are they doing one more?
No, I think that's it.
Because they set it up at the end to do one more, right? To finish off the other half.
Set it up to
finish off the other half of the storylines. No, because on the aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
When they drop what's her name off there, the zombie Black Widow.
Yeah, they dropped the zombie world Black Widow.
That's the Loki took over that planet. Remember when he just came in and took over everything? That was like the. I don't think that's the same
world. It could just be a different world. I think I just took it as
they put reference to it.
I just took it as a world where she didn't exist. Or not existed, where she died. Her character died.
And just remember the one where Loki comes down when there's no Thor, and Loki comes down.
Oh yeah. No, I remember that. I don't think it was that. I didn't put those two together as being the same place.
Oh, thank you, David. Oh, cool. Well, I did. I thought it was okay. Like I said, it's not that great, but it is what it is.
It was just I don't know. It was fine. I mean, as far as action goes, it was fine, but I just was kind of disappointed that that's what they decided to do. Like,
yeah,
I wanted one-off episodes. I wanted an anthology.
Well, we knew we weren't getting it. At least they wrapped up all that so they can do new ones next year.
Hopefully, they don't do this again.
All right, next up, Why the Last Man? We're switching through this real quickly. Why the Last Man? If you didn't catch the episode, I did. A lot of titties in that episode.
I didn't watch this one yet. I didn't have time, so you're going to have to give us the why. I didn't get to watch why yet.
Okay, it's a lot of titties. Nice. Lots and lots of titties. And it's kind of exactly what I didn't want. But
did they start going? Did they start in with the?
They started. Half the show was about the political thing,
political stuff. Yeah, with what's her name coming back.
Well, so this is what. And then I was like, hey, if you know the storyline. So then they did start getting into the Amazon, right? But they did something cool. So like in the
So
story,
then they go back to Hero. They do go back to Hero.
They do. So in the
All right.
story, even Hero loses a boob because they do the one thing with the Amazon things, but they're not going to do that to all the women because, well, one, they show like almost all of them with no top on. Like, there's just no reason.
Not a fan.
There's all type of boobies everywhere in the show. Like, just I'm literally saying like every type of boobie. They got like National Geographic boobie all the way over to like fake boobie, right? Like they got them all, every type you want. And they explained it. They gave a slight nod to it because they said that the one had breast cancer and had to have they had it lop off. So the head one's a little crazy. They did do the political part, which was kind of bad, but then they went to the church where, like, if you remember the book, that's where he meets the other, what's her name? The other girlfriend that's not Beth. He meets Beth too and impregnates her.
Oh.
But he didn't do that. So I'm like, man, that kind of stunk, but whatever. It's not hot garbage. It's 5.0. That's what it is. It's just in the middle. Man.
It's in the middle. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen this one, but as you said, I'm not looking forward to watered down storylines and
it's going fast.
Bullshit storylines like the
it's
political.
going fast.
I don't want to see that. Like, I don't want to see the.
Yeah.
It's just not what I'm into.
The good part is they might be done after season 1 at this point. So you didn't even watch it, Lopez. So there you go.
Can't even say it. I will say I was surprised. I've been catching up on Titans lately on my during.
I gotta do that. Everybody's yelling about it.
Yeah, season 2 of Titans. And I was surprised. Like, whoa, there's boobs in Titans apparently. Yeah,
after they showed all I'm telling you, there was like a dozen pair of boobies and then one singlet boobie in this, right?
There are boobs in Titans.
So after that, I thought that he was gonna, but the only reason I'm bringing that up is I was like, originally I was like, there's no way they're gonna do the Beth sex scene in church, right? Like they're not doing that. You're not doing that. But then all of a sudden on Hulu, there's just titties hanging out everywhere. I was like, oh well, maybe they will do that, and then they didn't do it, and then I was like, well, I get that it's sacrilegious, but like at the same point, like you could have done it outside, like they did there, even though they did it on somebody's grave, I think, if I remember correctly. Either way, yeah. Oh God! Once again, it's not a fail. And then finally, yeah, I know. All right, so
that's what he was reacting. He was reacting to Ruben's 50% is a fail. In school grading, it is, but
yes, this is not school grade. So we gotta do wrestling. Because I watched. What did I watch?
Before we get to wrestling, I will agree. I'm enjoying Titans. The only problem I have with Titans is the unnecessary F-bombs. There's just too many. They just throw it in casually, like where it doesn't fit, and it rings hollow.
Like DC is not the cool kids. They're like the kids that are in grade school that learn a swear word and they use it 80 times.
And there's a time. There's a time for it. Like there's a time to throw it in there. But if you're sitting around a dinner table, there's no reason to be just dropping, fucking this or whatever. Like there's just no reason for it. So it just feels awkward because the line and the conversation could still play without it. So I just feel like they're throwing some in just to do it.
Doom Patrol is good. I gotta start watching it.
Doom Patrol. I'm gonna catch up on that next. As soon like I just got through season 2 of Titans. I got to get through the.
I like the first one of Doom Patrol, so I got to get back on top of that.
Yeah, I only went through the first season of Doom Patrol.
By the way, so yeah, gonna do the Great Lakes show in Macomb this weekend, but then gonna be. I already have it set up. There's a guy named Comic Andy. What's Andy's title?
Comic Man Andy?
Comic Man Andy. So I've been chatting with Comic Man Andy. Dom's obviously coming on. Andy's coming in, and me and him are going to meet up for the first time. He's good been to Detroit because he lives further up. I've just never ran into him in Baltimore, Detroit. Not because, but just because I do what I do. And I think this is the first year I'm starting to, like, I guess, be okay with talking to people.
Talking to people.
It's not just leave me alone. Like, just leave me alone. Let me do my thing.
No. Andy's a good dude. I met Andy doing the hot and cold on Simple Man way back. Yeah, he seems way back in the day. That's how I met Andy. And
I think we're gonna do that. And hopefully, I haven't told him this yet, but there's a couple spots. I was like, hey, dude, I'm gonna take you here outside too if we got time. Maybe we'll shoot some footage together. And then I don't know. Well, we haven't figured out what we're gonna do. I haven't gone that far into it. I haven't had the time. Okay, but what I'm also talking about is I appreciate all the messages for what I should watch. Even though I'm not watching too much stuff. Let's see what Eric had to say. They had told me you guys were talking about wrestling last week.
Oh, you want?
You guys don't want to hear what I'm really saying about some of this stuff. All right, so he sent me. This is the people did too. They said I had to watch this Danielson kid and
We can put this for our background then.
Danielson and Omega. Okay.
Oh, you're not going to crap on the Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega.
First off, my dad's family immigrated to Canada. Kenny Omega looks like my fucking cousin who's like 60. All right. Used to be in a fucking hair band in the 80s, a 70s hair band in the fucking 80s. Look, to this day, looks exactly like fucking Kenny Omega. Looks exactly like Kenny Omega. That's not a look, bro. That's not a look. God bless my cousin, but also had drug problems. All right. So
that's just his style. He was over in New Japan for a while.
Get out. The New Japan's garbage too. That's not like I'm just stop using New Japan. This is another thing you new wrestling people.
Oh, I don't watch New Japan. I'm just saying. I know he was
New Japan isn't like the old Japan with Bubba and them where it was really good Japan wrestling. It's mud. It's fucking mud wrestling right now. That's what that crap is. Okay, and I'll tell you a Marco story about that shit later. But so they had this loser Omega who was straight trash. And thank you for the compliment. But yeah, I mean, I think this could have taken down Omega. I mean, I'm serious. I strong arm him, he's done. And I'm not even in that good shape because I'm old. That dude looks older than me and in worse shape than me.
Oh.
Ridiculous. Not ridiculous. You know what he did? So this is how that match goes down, right? You ready? This is the match. 5 minutes. They just sat there. Didn't do shit.
They did stand there for a while.
Sat there and just didn't do shit.
I think they were playing into the crowd. The crowd.
That's not playing it. You hype a crowd up. You do
the crowd was already hyped.
You get on the mic. No, the crowd wasn't. The crowd was like, let's get a fight. Let's get a fight. You know, I've seen more hype crowds at a schoolyard around a flagpole where there's no fight about to happen than I saw in that nonsense because there's no fight happening there too. Then they decide to pull out this sweet move. I'm not shitting you. The guy literally grabbed the other guy's finger with 2 hands and twisted his fingers to give him rug burns on his fingers. Every finger. Every finger. That was Omega's move. That was a move. Now, I'm not even going to say how slow they looked because I got a 95-year-old friend down the street that's got a little bit of dementia. Moves faster than those wrestlers move. Faster than those wrestlers move.
Hey, first, let's put this out there before we continue. Remember, Bryan Danielson has been off for months, so he's probably got some ring rust. He hadn't really done much for months since he left WWE.
Omega didn't help. Omega didn't help, man.
Well, Omega said there's that.
That guy should be fired from anything that has to deal with wrestling.
Bryan Danielson also needs to be protected a tiny bit because he does have neck issues. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things they're not going to do.
They sat there and looked at each other.
I know.
For 5 minutes.
I'm just putting that out there.
The guy twisted the other guy's finger, and he was like, "Oh!" But it wasn't.
I'm just putting that out there.
It was some of the worst chops I've seen before. They were horrible chops.
They were bad. Come on, didn't you see the blood blisters forming on them?
There wasn't. There was. Dude, my kids give me better chops.
I mean, he did way too many V triggers. The knee that he likes to do.
Stupid.
Doing the one-winged angel, the thing where he gets the guy out of the top. But
okay, so I'll tell you, after all the looking and how slow it was going, I and the finger twisting and then the laying down. They literally lay down at one point, just lay down, didn't even hit each other. I just couldn't watch it anymore. I couldn't even watch the ending of it. After 10 or 15 minutes of just not doing anything, I was like over. And then Eric had said like it was like NWA. No, it wasn't. Dude, remember NWA. Ox Baker went into Cleveland and started death punching a dude, and people thought he was killing the man. So they ended up throwing a grandma came in at one point in Cleveland. I know people in Ohio are messed up. I get it. But like a grandma thought this dude, Ox Baker, who by the way was on The Price is Right, go look him up sometime. He's hilarious, was killing a dude with something called a death punch because he was selling so good that a grandma grabbed her cane and launched it and hit Ox in the back of the head. They had to have police escort Ox out of the building and out of the state. That's how good wrestling was back then. This was so fake.
I gotta find some of the old. And this is the problem. Watching right now, like you're watching CM Punk come back, you're watching Daniel Bryan or Brian Daniels, or whatever we're gonna call him back. Like I said, they're not.
I'm not saying Brian Daniels is terrible. I'm not saying Brian Daniels is terrible. Omega is god awful.
Oh, I'm telling you gotta watch. That's the thing. We're 2 years into this. You missed, if you haven't been watching AEW before this, you missed like 2 years worth of this. And there's a lot of, I'm not gonna say
that's not good. You can't say there's no way you could tell me that unless that dude de-ages like 50 years and somehow he moves, learns how to wrestle. Like to do actual moves. The guy can't do moves. He doesn't
Snapdragon suplexes.
The Snapdragon, dude. First off, that little suplex he does, the guy has to jump in the air for him to even get the suplex going. Literally,
all I'm saying though is
gymnasts.
I will admit, like AEW for a time, they did. I don't want to say cheap, but they did do some of the cheap parlor tricks where they had a lot of tacks. They had a lot of tack matches. I think they put Darby Allin in a body bag full of tacks.
Look, man, I spent.
Dudes getting busted open
here
all
so we
over
can
the
talk
place.
about it because I can't. But so Shannon, he's married to an old friend of mine. She's like I grew up with all boys.
Yeah.
She's somebody who has helped me to know that how you treat women and be respectful like a sister. Okay, so Shannon Fisher lives in Pittsburgh, and when his wife was younger, because they moved down to Michigan to go there. When I could drive, we'd go and hang out and whatever. And they take me to these mud swamp freaking wrestling matches out there in Pittsburgh. All right. And I'm telling you, those mud swamper backwood wrestling matches were better than that crappy Omega thing I saw. It's Ohio, David. What do you want me to tell you, bro? I'm not trying to defend Ohio. But yes, yeah. So anyways, but what I'm saying is like those, like, there's a match one time. So I go out and see his wife and we're hanging out, the whole family. It's not just his wife, the wife's mom, the sisters, because we were all boys. They're all sisters. Right. So that's either way.
Yeah.
It's even longer than that because my uncle, whatever. So we're hanging out and they're like, let's go see this wrestling show. Cause actually one of the sisters is dating one of these wrestler guys. And I'm like, okay, cool. I like wrestling. And it's right during the peak too. We're like in the 90s during the wrestling war at this time. So everybody's wrestling. we go and well, maybe we were drinking, maybe we weren't, maybe we were a little underage, but that's okay. We stop off. Interesting fact about Pennsylvania. Did you know that like you can go into the bar and then you could take a 6-pack home with you?
Well, yeah. Some bars have takeout.
No, like there's fridges behind you. Like you literally, it's like Florida. You know, like Florida got liquor bottles you can take them. But they're like, I'd never seen it before. You could just open up the door, say,
well, it's not like New Orleans where you can just take a beer and just go walk onto the street.
No, you're technically supposed to. Well, I mean, I was underage anyway.
I'm just saying you could do takeout, but you're gonna overpay at a bar to do takeout. Is the only difference.
My ID was good there, so I'm not complaining about how much it cost.
I'm just saying price-wise, you're going to be paying bar prices to grab a 6 at a bar as opposed to a liquor store.
So then we proceed to drive down a dirt road in dark. After a couple, we actually had this guy who's great. He's a designated driver. He always DD'd us. So we're driving down here. We get to what could only look like an abandoned warehouse. And we choose.
Was it the Duffy?
So yes,
but the Duffy, I guess, center. I don't know what they call it on heels.
So we pull around the back, and then there's people tailgating. They're tailgating this this mutter wrestling. So we decide to tailgate. We get inside, and it's what you think, like fold up chairs, like a ring that looks.
Pennsylvania has a long history with professional wrestling.
Yes. I'm just telling you. So we watched this Mutter event, and I was thinking while I was watching I was thinking while I was watching Kenny Omega. Yes. Actually, outside of Pittsburgh, but still, yeah. But yeah, so I'm thinking while watching this, like, holy shit! My brain clicks back to that, and I'm like, there is a guy who looked
He might have been there.
looked similar to Kenny Omega, but you know what? He actually had muscle definition and could wrestle and could actually move around and fake like he's getting hit. They didn't use tacks. This isn't like a backyard, one of these death.
I know.
Billy matches.
Bloody,
this is like this is like an actual like mutter match where they're just trying to get to be into the amateurs, right? And I'm telling you, that show had more talent than I saw out of AEW. I will say this: the only semi bright spot about ACW is something else that Eric told me to look. Is he told me to look? It was JL somebody.
MJF.
That's him.
The heel.
Told me to watch him do a shoot or a promo or whatever. And I did. And this is what I'll say about his promo. Surprisingly, it wasn't as bad as the wrestling you see. I didn't see him wrestle at all. I don't think he does wrestle.
He can wrestle. Yeah, no, he can wrestle too. He's young.
Got a big guy. This is the best part. They got a guy that looks like he could actually do some damage. And then they brought in, the Pillman's kid, who looks like a complete Billy, which is awesome. And this is the problem, though. So they got this big dude who looks like just amazing. Like he could put down like a,
Wardlow was the guy's name.
Wardlow. Okay, fine. And then you got Pillman's kid, and it's in Cincinnati again, Ohio, because whatever. But okay, Pillman's kid is absolutely horrible at promo. He's absolutely horrible at working the crowd. He's absolutely horrible at coming to the ring. But when he's in the ring, he looks comfortable. He looks like he might be able to do something.
Yeah.
The MJ, whatever his kid's name is, what's this kid?
MJF.
Okay, MJF. If you see me right now, and Pete knows this too, look at Pete. There's one thing you never do. You don't do this. This is what you don't do. See, that's my camera. This is not good. This is not what you do.
Why?
Yes. MJF, this kid is given halfway decent promos, and then he does this at all moments and pauses halfway through and ruins the promo. Like, don't do that, man. That's not, you don't, this is supposed to be a professional company. You should know you don't dead stare the camera unless you're trying to break fourth wall, but you're not. Like, you don't dead stare the camera. And he dead stares the camera all the time. He does,
but I think he could, that kind of fits for him though.
No, it doesn't. You shouldn't. Nobody dead stares camera.
He lets the crowd react to what he's saying. He does. He knows how to rile up the crowd. He knows how to rile up people at home.
He does an okay promo. He does do an okay promo.
He can wrestle too. He can wrestle too. He's only like 24, 25 years old.
He's a 5.5. He would be in the 7 to 8 range if he actually wouldn't dead stare. If he doesn't dead stare.
What you were saying before, I will admit, there's too many old dudes on AEW. We're just like, all right, they're kind of, Jericho, obviously. He's just past his time. He's awesome on the mic. He can talk. Like, he's fine.
No, he was a C-lister before he got fat.
But yeah, he's just in the ring. He's past his time. But they got a lot. There's some good young dudes just to fun to watch. Darby Allin's fun to watch, even though he's skinny as shit and he's tiny. Orange Cassidy's just kind of fun to watch just because his character is just kind of funny.
I don't know. There's a lot of Omega. There's a lot of Omega stuff, and then there was a lot of Omega in that Danielson because they said Danielson was good. Danielson was now if he's got a neck injury, I get it. He did a couple years ago. He's still just limited. Static. Even when he was in WWE, he was limited in stuff they would do for him. Like they would protect him. But this is what I'll say. So then I'm watching this promo, and the best part of what would have been the promo is if the big dude and Pillman's little kid would have at least done something like, I don't know, throwing somebody around, ring, like got clothesline somebody, power bomb somebody. Got that. The MJ kid could just sit there the whole time around the ring, then jump off and I don't know, maybe jump off the top rope and hit the Pillman's kid while his mullet's.
I think they wrestled the week after. Probably you watched because I don't think they
probably wasn't good. Because that's what they needed. That's what they really needed there. It just seems like they're missing, like the good opportunities they had to do stuff. Like they didn't do. Like that was the best thing I saw was that promo, and that promo was a 5. It was just average. He cuts a good promo. I don't know, man. His
But-
promo's okay.
But what you were saying before, like the indie stuff, for whatever reason, it was reminding me of this because I know you're not really watching what's going on with WWE these days, but with Randy Orton and Matt Riddle teamed up as RK Bro these days, what I found interesting was that apparently, like they've gotten close, these two, which is why they formed this weird tag team. But how Randy Orton had kind of explained to Riddle that, and I could see it. Like I don't know if you've watched much of Matt Riddle over the last like 2 years.
Don't know who that is.
He's like a UFC fighter who ended up coming to like the WWE, but he would do so much like in a fight, like in a match. Like he would do so many moves and just go one after like he would just do so much that Orton just kind of told him like, dude, slow down, let it breathe. But him coming from like more of like the indie kind of thing, I guess, where it's like, hey, we only got this amount of time out in front of the people. I want to show them what I can do. That's why they just do so much. Like, I'm going to do this move. I'm going to do that move. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
Well, yeah, that's the other part. They go back to back with big. You know what? Here. Watch this.
And that's the thing. Like you said, like they go back to back with big move after big move after big move.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they're not that big if you don't let it breathe.
Breathe, right. You can't do big moves back to back. I will agree with that. You go watch for a long show that you had to. And I know like some people say it was kind of bad because of all the lock, throw. Like they redid their steps. Go watch WrestleMania 3. Go watch the Macho Man versus Steamboat. No, listen, I watched your stuff.
I love Steamboat. I
watch that match. Boy. And you will see.
He is David. He's still wrestling.
No way. I mean, that's probably one of the good matches where they almost went. There were some big moves being used, but they did big move, let it breathe, big move, let it breathe, right? Like that's how you should have done it. That's how you should have done a big move, let it breathe. I mean, that's the way it should be done. And like, it seems like if you're saying slow it down, well, then somebody should tell some of these kids like Kenny Omega. How old is that dude, by the way? Because
I think he might be older.
Jericho might be the same age, to be honest with you.
He's been around a while. And I think that's kind of what they're doing. Like, I'm pretty sure when they started AEW, I'm pretty sure they probably said, they probably said, who's going to be the champ? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they probably figured it out early on. Like, everybody's going to get their turn, and then we'll figure it out from there.
I'll watch that, but you guys have to watch. You guys have to watch that Steamboat match. That match, and then I'll get you another match too, because there's a Steiner match out in NWA in the territory. I want you guys to watch.
I'll say this one thing though. Peacock sucks. Like for the old like the WWE network had it right. Like you could go to old matches, old WrestleManias. You could skip to matches. Peacock, it's nope. Just you got to straight fast forward through a 3-hour show and find the shit that you want. Like I don't understand how that is. Everything was already bookmarked for you. Why couldn't you have utilized that?
I agree, Steve. Yeah. I mean, Superfly Jimmy Snuka kind of killed a woman.
Hey, I like Superfly.
Kind of killed a woman.
Well, I still like Superfly.
It kind of killed a woman.
His daughter's still going. Tamina's
kind of killed a woman. I would say that I think Mach actually is one of the more underrated technical wrestlers.
Macho Man had his problems too. Let's not overlook.
Oh, he's crazy as shit, but no, well, at least he did.
Don't overlook all his
problems.
Whoa,
time out with Macho Man. First off, Hulk Hogan. Hogan had his. This is maybe why Macho Man was a little bit crazy, because he's married to somebody named Elizabeth, and at the time, Hulk Hogan had said Elizabeth is staying with us, and it came to find out that somebody walked up to Macho and goes, "Oh no, he's not staying. Hogan, who's supposed to be your best friend, is setting you up. They just have her clothes there in case you come over there. She's actually staying with this lawyer dude down in Florida," and he gave him pictures and all. And then that's how he had to find out that his wife was cheating on him. Okay, so I mean, he's crazy. And
I get it. I get it.
But he didn't snooka somebody. Snooka murdered somebody, then set it up. I mean, that's a whole different thing, dude. Hashtag that's just real. Try to sue me because facts, motherfucker. All right.
We should watch. We should do like a watch party for some of these like Dark Side.
I don't know if we can do a watch party for some of those. But I mean, another good guy that a lot of people don't. I don't think, because he had the silly gimmick in WWF. Like I think people underrate Ravishing Rick Rude too. I think people underrated him.
Yeah, no, actually, he was pretty good.
And Jake would, because everybody just remembers the snake all the time, and then his drug problem. I mean, he was good, but then when he got to the drugs, I mean, he was...
yeah. No, I did like Jake. I did like Jake the DDT, but I think it's the lanky because he was so damn tall. I mean, how fucking tall was he? Like, so he just kind of had that lanky frame, so he couldn't pull off like power moves. But
but if Hogan had wrestling skills, he would have been Jake the Snake. I mean, that's the truth of it. Like, right? Like, that's kind of where it would have come down to if he actually was a tough guy and had.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, as much as I remember as being a kid and liking Hogan, but then going back and watch, like, wait, what?
Oh, he
just did a leg drop.
But that's it. Yeah. No, his moves are so stiff. His moves remind me a lot. Like, and he's faster than that Omega kid, though. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's very similar almost. Like, the only Hogan, the one thing about Hogan that he was good at is he would early on, up till Andre, he would sell for other people. When he stopped selling,
Andre. Again, DM me on IG or send me an email at rennavision1@gmail.com because this way we can connect. I can get your address to mail you your book.
Yeah, I mean, like when you look at him, like before when he's taking a couple of the bumps, he does an all right job. The sell with Andre early on before he flips Andre, okay, is good. But yeah, after that
was the problem with Hogan. He never sold anybody else. You just nope, you can't hurt me.
Yeah. After the Andre thing, it was over. But dude, Ultimate Warrior was just as garbage.
Oh yeah, that was the problem with Warrior. He just
tell you this.
He would not sell for anybody.
I'll tell you this. If you got here, I'll have you guys watch two things because you guys like promo. So you guys gave me something funny to watch, and you gave me a match to watch. So I'm sorry I didn't watch the whole match, but I watched as much as I could take of it. So I've given you the match to watch. You watched the Steamboat. And you watch the Mach match. I think that was like the Intercontinental or the third up on that was the third to the main match on WrestleMania 3, or was it 2? It was third in. It was third up. Like main match, then before the main match, then Mach. All right.
What?
But the other thing,
Lopez, you were out because I just shit on Ultimate Warrior because he wouldn't sell because he wouldn't.
He doesn't sell.
He doesn't sell. He wouldn't sell.
He never sells. He's not good. No.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying he couldn't pull things off.
He couldn't pull a fucking promo either, dude.
I'm just saying he wouldn't reciprocate. Like you're working with somebody, you reciprocate.
Dude, there's a time. There's plenty of scenes you can look it up. There's plenty of scenes where people go run to bump in him, and he doesn't even like take the bump back and drop him. He just stands there.
Yeah, I know.
That's what they're doing in AEW, though. That's what Omega's doing with the finger twisty bullshit. Come on, man.
You're lingering on this finger. I don't even remember the finger twisty bullshit.
Okay. That's because it's so bad.
You didn't even finish it.
The other part that I was going to tell you to watch, the funny part, is Mongo.
Yeah.
That's our Mongo. Mongo McMichaels.
Mongo like candy.
God bless him because he's sick right now. But Mongo McMichaels, that's our Mongo. Go watch it. They show all these times where Mongo actually tries to sell shit. He fucking does a terrible job. But at least he fucking tries to sell. Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan never sold shit. Ultimate Warrior could do a fucking pro. Go back and watch those promos from fucking Warrior. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's not words. What? At least Hogan could do a fucking promo.
Yeah, Hogan could do a promo. Macho Man could do a promo.
Fuck. There's that one where Macho Man.
Roddy Piper could do a fucking promo.
Dude, I still love the one where who the fuck was he fighting? I can't remember who he's fighting. He comes out in a cape, just holding. I probably told this one before, like this. And he comes out and he goes up to Mean Gene. He's like, Mean Gene, let me tell you something about something. And he takes out. He literally stole the mat from outside the hotel, like the bath for the hotel, and a trash can. And he puts it into his promo and pulls it out of the cape. Throws the fucking mat at Mean Gene right in the face. Takes the trash can, pops it out there. I think it was during I think it was a Steamboat promo when he was doing the Steamboat after 3. I think it was after 3. I think it was into 4. Piper was both. Piper could sell. He could sell for his limited flexibility. Well, yeah. The problem with Piper is by the time Piper got popular, he was already old, right?
He started getting old. Yeah, I will give it that. I mean,
it's the same thing with like Junkyard Dog. Like he was great, but by the time he got to like WWF,
Well, yeah, by the time he got popular, it was just like
Yeah, I mean that was it. I always think it's funny, like when people talk about the Steiner brothers, because I thought them as like you got Legion of Doom as tag team, you got Steiner brothers.
like Legion of Doom.
I actually like it, and neither one of them are great wrestlers. The one group that I love that I know they're not good wrestlers, but I loved was the Shawn Michaels and the guy that was Michaels and Marty Jannetty. What was the name of them?
Oh, the Rockers.
The Rockers. Just they were like their wrestling skills were a step. They would sell back then a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with you. They Live. Some good shit.
What?
The movie They Live, Roddy Piper's movie.
Oh yeah.
With
He's like watching.
I'm here to do two things: chew bubble gum and kick some ass.
That's watch.
I'm almost out of bubble gum.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Rockers.
I like the Rockers. I thought they were pretty good. It sucked that Marty got hurt, and he was actually the better of the two wrestlers. Then, to be honest with you.
I mean, Shawn Michaels had his problems. I mean, let's be honest.
He had a super kick. He flew a little bit, but Marty out of the two was the better. And then Marty got dropped. Didn't Marty get dropped on his fucking head? Something happened to Marty. Yeah.
Drugs. Drugs happen to Marty.
Dusty Rhodes. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Dude, Dusty Rhodes promos. Okay, that's another problem, though. Like, when you had Dusty down south, right? Like, he was sweet and enduring with his promos. Kind of like a little bit of a dumb hit, but they got him and put him in that polka dot up north in WWE. And what the fuck were those promos? What were those promos? He had Jimmy Jaw in his mouth. Who? What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but maybe that's what we're seeing on heels. I think that's why people with the premise of heels we're watching Dusty Rhodes and his two boys.
Is that why? Because his kid is what. Well, wait. Who is the new Rhodes? Who's the new Rhodes kid? The new Rhodes kid is who?
That's Cody. Well,
Cody is Dusty's kid, right?
Yes.
Or Dustin.
Well, so is Dustin.
They're both Dusty. Old fat ass Dusty got a kid that's wrestling now.
He's got two. Well, Dustin Rhodes.
There's no way Dustin Gold Dust is still fucking wrestling.
Yes, he's Dustin Rhodes. He doesn't wrestle often, but he wrestles on AEW.
Is he 90? No way.
Yes, he does. He doesn't wrestle a lot though, because he is old.
He didn't wrestle a lot when he's Gold Dust. To be honest with you,
I'm just saying. He doesn't wrestle a lot. He's old as shit, but he wrestles still.
Dad didn't teach neither one of these two boys how to wrestle. With all that, he was a booker. He owned a territory. You figure at least he'd get them in a class to learn these boys how to wrestle. Yeah. Neither one of them can wrestle with shit.
Cody's okay. I'm not saying he's great. He was Stardust on WWE.
Oh, good. Get the fuck out.
Don't you remember that?
No, I don't.
Remember Stardust? It was like in that kind of era.
Greg Valentine, absolutely fat. You want to know what?
The Hammer Valentine.
To be honestly, I know everybody says it. I think Bret Hart was the worst one to come out of the Hart camp.
That's the one A&E or whatever the hell did those behind the not Tales from the
need to watch them.
Yeah, but the A&E versions, the lighter ones. That's the last one I have to watch. It's still on my DVR.
Bret, I actually think. I mean, listen, I think people like Bret. They really liked his dad, and I bet you that school was pretty damn good. But in my opinion, he's the worst out of the lot. He can't promo worth a fucking shit. His technical wrestling, they act like the guy is fucking Kurt Angle. He wasn't that great of a technical wrestler. He wasn't that great of a fake technical wrestler. That's what they were trying to sell you on, was that he was a great fake technical wrestler. His movements were a bit slow. Owen was better than him, flat out. Okay. The big boss, for what the big boss man, wasn't he the one-man gang too at one point or something? What was his name?
No. I think the one man. Oh, was he?
He was somebody else. He was somebody else before that. Or was he Repo? Was he Repo? I can't remember.
No, he wasn't Repo. Was it? No. Who was the garbage guy? Remember there was a garbage man?
Backlund my ass. Bob Backlund quit because his mobility got to be that of a fucking. Bob Backlund been dropped on his head so many times he shrunk 6 inches and then he left wrestling. The Sheik put him in
Jack
that
coming in with CM Punk. I can't speak to CM Punk because I was not watching that at that time.
Not true.
That was not my time.
Sir,
I'm watching him now to kind of get an idea, but
Hakeem.
I just wasn't doing wrestling.
Hakeem was the one man. He was the one man gang. Yeah. But who was Big Boss Man? Was somebody else before you?
He might have been somebody else, but I do remember Big Boss Man.
The best was when Flair said that he drove by and saw Ricky Morton. Yeah.
Why is he holding a title?
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess whatever. I mean, Rick wasn't the best either, by the way.
Big Bubba Rogers.
Yeah, but he was something else. Something else besides that, guys. Come on, somebody get the YouTubes up, or not the YouTube, the internet, the Wikipedias.
Yeah.
Where was I going with somebody? They got me off of the Hakeem and everything else with the Big Boss Man. The CM Punk thing got me really on.
Brutus
where's the Bob Barklund thing?
Oh, the Backlund, Bob Backlund.
Beefcake. This is what I'll tell you. Beefcake. If you've ever seen a tag along, I'd argue that Beefcake. Okay, Beefcake wasn't good, huh? So Hogan, and the only reason Beefcake got a job was because of Hogan. But if you have to rank the two of who's better, Beefcake was the better. He's the better relative. He was the better wrestler, the better seller too. I don't even know. Did Beefcake technically lose half his face? Because I still believe it. If he did it, I'm still believing that. I don't believe that fucking Hulk Hogan took any fucking vitamins, but I sure shit believe that fucking Beefcake lost half his face. The Honky Tonk Man was good. I don't know what you guys are talking about. He wasn't bad either. I mean, the gimmick's kind of fucking corny as shit, but like Mr. Perfect.
What do you think? What do you think of this gimmick? I don't know if anybody's used it before, but just this past week on Raw, a newer guy that you don't watch came up from NXT, was drafted to Raw. Austin Theory decided to do the selfie.
They draft some Steiner. Hold on, before I ask, did they?
No. They did not draft the Steiner kid yet.
The best fucking person wrestling.
He just started on NXT. They're gonna let him be an NXT star first. So probably get the title down there before they bring him up.
We'll address Mr. Perfect in a little bit. Go ahead.
What do you think of the gimmick of, like Jake the Snake would drop the snake on people after he beat him? The selfie. In this modern age, I think that's actually a good gimmick.
That's a good gimmick.
Because he came out saying how he wanted a selfie with Jeff Hardy. Yeah, he came out to saying he wanted to take a picture with Jeff Hardy. They took a picture. Then he sneak attacked him, clothesline, did a move, knocked him out. Then he's on the ground. He took a selfie with him while he's knocked out, laying on the ground. I'm like, that's actually a pretty good gimmick in this modern age.
Don't tell me the Hardy Boys are still wrestling and doing this
separately.
Is the one still fucked up?
Matt Hardy's in AEW. Jeff Hardy's still in WWE.
The one dude owes some people some money because he fucked up a lot of wrestlers and a lot of people because he's all jacked up on shit, dude.
That's probably Jeff. Yeah, Jeff had his problems. Yeah, Matt Hardy can hardly move. He's like the action figures we were just talking about, where they don't bend at the knees. Like Matt Hardy can't, but he still wrestles sometimes.
I mean, Mr. Perfect, yes.
Mr. Perfect.
A great guy. He extended Bobby the Brain Heenan's career by about 5 years.
Oh, did Tyler Breeze do it? I don't wonder where he ended up.
Either way, I mean, I thought it
got released.
That's not a bad gimmick.
Oh wait, I was going to Bret Hart versus.
That's what I just read. It stopped too. It's a classic. That's about the same skill level. Wait,
Paul Orndorff.
So a story about Doink the Clown. You know the guy who played Doink the Clown was like a child molester, right?
Was he?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like, don't tell me things like that.
Like got caught, got ran out of town one time, and they gave him a break. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure. Not sure. Pretty sure
they put him in something recently.
No, that's probably the original guy.
No, it probably wasn't the original. No, because they did. It was during COVID.
Check that before
last year. They did Money in the Bank, not this past year, but the year before. They did Money in the Bank at the Connecticut headquarters, so they were wrestling up the building to the roof, and I think Doink was in the building hiding behind a chair or something. They had a lot of weird people just show up.
I don't think it's the original one. Yeah, no.
It wouldn't have been the original. But still, even if it's not the original, they still reference a character that was accused of something like that.
Yeah, Matt Wade Osborne is his real name. Matt Bourne. This is definitely him because I've seen the picture before. Oh, he's dead. So they definitely didn't do anything with him. But let's see if we can catch it on there.
Captain Jack, I can't even play the WWE wrestling games. I just can't pull off any of the moves. It gets so damn frustrating trying to play those damn games. Like, what? I'm just trying to break the... I can't get past the computer. Maybe I'm just...
No,
old.
it wasn't... Axe from Demolition was an alright dude. Yeah, no. No. Orndorff, no. Mr. Paul Orndorff.
Yeah, no. Mr. Wonderful. Paul Orndorff was... He was a dude.
Not bad. Yeah, no, the guy who originally played the Matt Osborne guy.
Joe, you're gonna have 10 wrestlers suing you for libel at the end of the
show. They're all dead anyways. What are you talking about?
No, they're not. They're not.
Half of them are.
No, Marty Jannetty's are still out there.
You can't remember. Have you seen Marty Jannetty's so fucked up? Why is Marty Jannetty to me? I didn't say anything bad about him except for that he broke his neck or something.
And you said he was better. I know. I think I brought up the drug.
Yeah. So he's the one that's pumping gas. The guy I brought. You gotta look into that dude that played Doink. I'm legit. Like when he was, because he was on circuit with NWA, they got him. They're going after him for the 13-year-olds, and he just signed with WWF, and they made the call.
You're related to Kenny Omega.
I thought it was. I first fucking saw. I was like, that's my fucking cousin. And then I was like, no, the fuck, he wouldn't be stupid enough to be doing this shit.
No, Doink wasn't one of the demolition dudes. But
no, he wasn't one of the demolition dudes. Remember when WF was so big? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I made the cartoon.
Real American, fight for the rights of every man.
Yes, the guy could shoot a promo. No, this is what I was gonna say about Mr. Perfect. So Mr. Perfect, legitimately amateur wrestler, had some really good wrestling skills. Like legitimate Greco style wrestling was pretty fucking good.
Oh shit! Who passed on that?
He died. No.
In watching one of those shows, like not the Dark Side, the other one, like the AEW, the A&E one, somebody was offered the Mr. Perfect role, and they turned it down. I can't remember who the fuck it was.
Speaking of that, Eric,
and then Mr. Perfect took it. He's like, oh, he what was his name? Kurt.
Something. So I'll give David this. So this the only guy to ever win the Persian Club Challenge was Bob Backlund.
Bob Backlund.
And he looked like he was gonna die when he did it. That's just legit. It's like these 80-pound fucking clubs, and you have to pick them and kind of like juggle them while you're fucking working out like this. It's a bitch, dude. But Bob Backlund was the only guy that actually got it done. And then Bob Backlund got his ass to me. Legit. He's legit. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, by the way. I can't remember where it is. There's a story about Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I can't remember where it is, but he's traveling, and he used to travel. I told this probably before. I think I did. Told it probably last week. He used to travel with the 2x4. He zipped it up in pretty much a gun case.
I think he did tell.
Yeah. I think when he went through this fucking thing, they asked him what it is, and he said, "Yeah, build the house piece by fucking piece." I had that happen to me before too. They actually took the ropes and they zip line. They made me stand, and they took them the 4 fucking. The TNA, they took the 4 fucking podium stand things, and they did zip, and I had to stand right in the fucking middle. Everybody almost missed the fucking flight. Assholes. What else we got? Original Doink. I'll look up the Doink thing so I don't get sued. By the way, anything I say here is not true. We're just telling stories as entertaining.
It's true. Parody.
Yeah, parody, right. Just in case. But that guy's dead, so I'm good. And so is what's his name dead too?
Who?
The dude that killed his girlfriend and then tried to drag her in the car and then threw her in the fucking lake.
Stan?
No, the guy who did in real life, the wrestler.
No,
Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah, I think Snuka's dead.
I think he's dead, but he definitely killed his.
Well, like I said,
girlfriend.
His daughter's wrestling.
Snuka, watch this. Where? Here, we'll get the internet to answer. Here, how do you do this?
Yeah, he's still part of the bloodline.
Kill his girlfriend. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, they dropped it. Oh yeah, that was him. Mm-hmm. They dropped it because they didn't feel he was sane enough to stand trial. He did it. All right.
No, Marv, I did not catch ECW in person, unfortunately.
ECW still around? I thought they went.
No, I think it wasn't that long ago.
Oh,
well, I mean, it
back
was
in the day? No,
back in the
Marv,
day.
don't those mud wrestlers, they were bad too.
That's where we got Paul Heyman.
Garbage.
Oh,
Sandman.
Paul Heyman.
You know who's good? Raven. And,
Revan?
Raven. No,
Garth
Raven and the Flock. They Kidman came out of there. Raven came out of there. Who else?
You don't watch the newer guys. You don't. Again, we talked because I brought up Bray Wyatt before. You were like, who?
What happened? Pete, what happened? RVD. Okay, I'll give you Marv. What happened?
I accidentally hit the back button on my mouse.
Oh, RVD. I'll give you that. Rob Van Dam. Yeah, he was good. Rob Van Dam was good. Saturn came out of there. I think was good.
What are you talking about?
ECW.
Oh, ECW.
The guy who played Raven.
Well, no, when I say Paul Heyman was a wrestler. He was like the promoter or the whatever the fuck. Like, yeah.
The Vader. This is when it was the real New Japan, not this New Japan, which is shit. The Vader match. And the Vader Hansen match, is that the one where the crowd went crazy, Eric? I think it is. Yes, I think it is. And that is a good match, yes.
I'm with you, Darth. I don't know where he's going to end up.
Or who's going to end up?
Bray Wyatt.
I don't know if that's a true statement at all. He probably overrated already. But yeah,
right now, I mean, he got a lot of hype with being the Fiend, but I don't know where he's going to end up. Whether he's going to go to Impact or go to AEW.
Guerrero come out of ECW? Now that I think about it,
did Eddie Guerrero come out of there?
Guerrero, I think, came out of ECW. I think he did.
He might have.
I really think he did. You like Sabu? I don't know, man. Sabu. Marv, did you watch The Dark Side of the Ring, where they were talking about what's his name?
I still gotta watch Dark Side.
Anoto over in Japan, and Sabu was the Sheik, not the Iron Sheik. He was the Sheik's. She's the Sheik's nephew or grandkid or some shit like that. Some shit like that. He almost set himself on fire. Fuck Tommy Dreamer. Sue me. Fuck Tommy Dreamer. All right.
Oh wait.
Yeah, Eddie came out. No. Eddie. Yes, but I think Eddie
before WCW. You're saying
before WCW. I think
it's possible. I'm not sure.
Which, by the way, I think that's where also what's his name came from, the dude that killed his family.
Well, I know. What's the Mick Foley was there for a little bit as Cactus
Foley
Jack,
was
right?
in ECW, yeah, Cactus Jack, yeah. He spent a lot of time in Japan too, though.
He did so. Yeah, man. That guy just sacrificed his body.
He did, yeah. Eddie was in New Japan, and then he went over to Extreme ECW before he signed with WCW. Yeah, he was of that nature too. I think he spent time with Noto too, though, didn't he? Anybody who went over to Noto and did the deathmatch shit is just off their shit, dude. That's so crazy.
So are we just gonna start like an 11 o'clock wrestling show now?
Switch over, dude. So David, do you know that Razor Ramon, the toothpick thing, is actually from Diamond Dallas Page? Funny story. So really? Diamond Dallas Page used to manage. He used to manage Dash and Razor. He actually made the Razor Ramon gimmick. Before that, he wasn't Razor Ramon. And actually, Diamond Dallas Page was a manager for a long time, and they were going to fire him as a manager, and he didn't want to lose his job. So he started trying to wrestle, and like he'd go to the powerhouse every single day, and then he started getting booked like as a jobber. And he'd still go. Like most times guys start being a jobber, they're like, okay, cool, I'm going to make it, so I won't go. He'd still go every day till he was on the road every single day. But he was the manager for Razor Ramon, and him and Razor went out to the Waffle House. I'm going to say the Waffle House. If I got that part of the story wrong, I don't know, man. I don't even know why I know this story. But he went to the Waffle House. They're leaving, and they're trying to work on Razor's gimmick. And Diamond Dallas Page, by the way, awesome dude. Met him before real life, like years ago in Buffalo. At a Comic-Con, while he was trying to get the yoga thing going off, but that's a whole nother story. So they're walking, and Diamond looks over. He's like, because they're trying to do that Chico fucking shit, like the Razor Ramon shit.
Scarface.
Yeah, yeah. And he's like, hey, dude, he's like, we're gonna shoot a promo here. Let's go shoot the promo. We'll both go in with our toothpicks and we'll throw them at the end. Fucking Diamond goes, best fucking move ever. Diamond goes, he's talking while he's talking, the fucking toothpick falls out, so he don't have shit to throw anymore. So Razor's the only one that has it, so Razor takes it and flicks it at the fucking camera, so to cover up for Diamond, and that became the fucking move of him with the toothpick, man. Is that crazy or what?
Interesting.
His shoot matches really, really no. Not a lot of time. DDP, yes. Yeah. That's actually why, like, DDP, when he went back, when he was with the NWA or the NWO, like, when they wanted him to transition with Scott and Hall, he actually was friends with those guys because he was the guy who managed them to be good, like, kept them around.
Yeah.
He was actually their manager. Was there any fights where they actually went at it? Yeah, the Steiner brothers all the fucking time. Yeah. LOD, Hawk, fucking Hawk with Haku.
Yeah, Hawk, I've heard.
Andre the Giant. Yeah, no, there's lots of dudes that, like, if you came in and you thought there's some fucking story. The Steiner brothers, didn't fucking Scotty break somebody's arm one time? Something happened. They didn't, those two didn't fuck around, man, because they were really good. I mean,
there's lots of stories about that, like some of the guys. Like, even with you said that, you know, watching the Brian Danielson, Daniel Bryan, I'd heard that he actually has sometimes he goes a little too far. Gets a little too method with some of his moves and starts hitting people for real.
Yeah, those guys would that's the thing with Ultimate Warrior. There's certain guys that Vince wouldn't put him up against because he knew that not only would they not fucking sell for him, they'd fucking hurt him. Farouk. Farouk. Dude, there's a story about what's Farouk's real name? That's not his real name.
I don't remember his real name.
Brown is his real name. There's a story about Ron Simmons is his real name. Ron Simmons. There's a story. Oh shit. Do you guys remember? Yeah, Ron Simmons. Yeah. Do you remember there used to be this guy named who's the big guy there? He's part of the Nation of Domination for a while. Amid maybe was his name. Either way, I'd have to figure.
I don't remember.
I'll go back and watch it. But he used to go in and he was this big dude, and everybody he thought he was all this tough and everything else. And D'Lo Brown was there, and D'Lo Brown had told him, like, the guy was talking shit about what he was going to do, and Ahmed Johnson was the guy's name, and he was talking all this shit about what he's going to do. And
remember the name, but that was again that's the time I didn't watch.
D'Lo Brown, like, if the guy gets out of hand, just handle him. Don't worry about it. And Ahmed Johnson did. He was running his mouth, and he was talking about how he was going to kick the shit out of somebody. Akeem Johnson. Yeah. Because Akeem Johnson. Oh, that's the Rod Simmons story. So he's pissed. So, but Akeem Johnson's talking shit in there. And what you don't know about D'Lo Brown is he actually knows what he's doing. So Akeem Johnson says, "Hey," because D'Lo's like, "Hey, just shut up. You're not going to hurt anybody." And he goes, "I'm going to fuck him up. But first, I'm going to come fuck you up." And D'Lo goes, "No, you're not." So Akeem goes to try to go mess with him, and he just fucking takes him down legitimately. And one step puts him down there. And has
Ahmed, you're right. Yeah, it's Ahmed.
Ahmed Johnson. Yeah. So then Ahmed Johnson. I know, right? So Ahmed Johnson fucking couldn't wrestle, but because he was so big, he thought he could, and he fucked up Ron Simmons, and Ron Simmons had to spend like almost a whole year out. Ron Simmons was a badass. Like, the Steiner brothers and Ron Simmons, like, they were like equally like just crazy fucks. So, I mean, just tough dudes, but just real guys. You know what I mean? So everybody's waiting. Ron Simmons, doesn't Ron Simmons say some shit like, "Just let him be back" or something like that? And he comes back and he calls it. He's like, "I want him in the first match back," and just fucks him up. He kicked him so fucking hard. Didn't he like break a rib on him?
He might have.
He broke his rib.
I just remember
stomped him. He gave him one stomp, and you just see Johnson not knowing what's going on, and then he stomps him right in the thing and breaks the dude's fucking rib. And you see him try to get up and he can't fucking move anymore. He just one kicked him, dude. It was just terrible. But yeah, I mean, that's those guys really.
Nikolai Volkov.
Nikolai Volkov was, yeah. He came over. No, he came out of
unless there's a Nikita Koloff. Oh wait, Nikita
Koloff.
Koloff.
That's right. But didn't Nikita Koloff come out of what's his name's properties? Crockett? He came out of Crockett, right?
Crockett? I don't know.
Yeah, and match with an MMA where they broke each other's ribs or whatever. I don't know about that. That's a little bit past my time.
It's possible.
I didn't watch a lot of Kurt Angle.
Well, WWE's got signed another real Olympian.
Oh, they're doing that Angle again.
The gold medal. I can't remember his name, but they just added him. That's
the thing that's funny. Like Kurt Angle isn't like he's tough, but he definitely wasn't the toughest dude in that locker room. I think he'd admit to that too. I think there's a lot of guys there that. I mean, I think everybody sees once again. I think everybody sees the corny like beer belly hacksaw Jim Duggan's giving the thumbs up and going, but like I don't think they realize like the pre-fat WWE hacksaw Jim Duggan who was definitely like that's a guy when you shake his hands too, like he's got like meat hook hands. You know what I mean? Like the hands, and he's just like, oh shit, like he just got smacked something. Crockett Mid Atlanta, where Crockett Mid Atlanta. There you go. Yeah. So that's pretty
good shit.
All right. Well, we'll tell more stories. Make sure everybody watches the Steamboat and the match for next week, and then we'll maybe joke on some more Mongo. God bless you. Hope he might be. It's unfortunate because I think
I think like I swear I think we did a whole show's worth of wrestling here in this last like 45 minutes.
We kept like 15 people around.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. I don't give a shit. We're just talking about shit.
Wrestling, fucking guy. I mean that's what this is all about, right? It ain't that fucking serious. Some people might take it seriously, but this is all
take it seriously. Want to just go and become a thing, but we don't need to become a thing. We're just having fun.
No. There's I mean, I could tell wrestling stories. Well, I was at WrestleMania 3 in the Silverdome.
Were you?
They said there was 96,000 over there. I'm not quite sure because, like,
it was like a Venom 2 situation.
Yeah. I mean, I think you would have had people standing. Okay, so that fucking shit was rowdy. I'm a little kid, right? And my dad's a big dude. My dad's passed away now, like 20 years or so, but he was a big dude, like 6 foot 2-ish, but like just a fucking beast of a man. And I mean, he had a big gut too, like just whatever. But like, he usually let us fucking get into it. We were at the Silverdome, and I think you know when you look at your dad sometimes and you're like, nobody could take this dude out, but you know there's something up all of a sudden, like your dad's got the head on a swivel. It was one of those situations. We were walking through the parking lot of the Silverdome, and like the Lions played there at the time, and it was no big deal. And like those tailgates I had that fucking event at WrestleMania 3. Old man was like, y'all stay right next to me. Y'all hold each other's hands. You don't go anywhere. Like there's shit going down. People burning shit in the park. They should have done like a behind the scene over there. Like this shit was going down at
behind the scenes of WrestleMania.
Behind the scenes, tailgate because you could tailgate. You're not supposed to, but you could tailgate because you're at the Silverdome. So people were like tailgating, and they like apparently I think they opened up the thing earlier. I don't who the fuck knows what happened back then. I was too young to fucking figure out. I just remember that was the one time when my dad was like, "This shit might be over our heads." Like if you see something, say something. And whenever he said that, you knew it was going to be a good time because somebody might be getting manhandled. So, but that was one where we were like, okay. So then, like by the time we got in and everything calmed down, you kind of still had your head on a little bit of a swivel, but they came in these fucking little mini rings. I just remember going crazy because I was like, the fucking mini rings, right? Like they fucking came in these fucking mini rings, and I thought it was the fucking coolest shit in the world. I thought they were gonna battle in the mini rings on the way to the rings, which,
yeah, Darth. I don't think we're gonna move the show to Saturdays.
No, we're not gonna go Saturday.
We can't do that.
We got to go to bed though. Everybody else is saying good night too. I mean, I'm losing my voice at this point.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
David,
well, hey,
good times.
It's good times. Thank you, everybody. You guys make the show fun. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. We'll talk to you guys. Star Wars on Sunday. Yep. And
Star Wars on Sunday. And make sure you put your favorite mutant that you would like to see brought back in the comments.
This show tomorrow.
Get a shot at the book.
I think you guys are all gonna laugh tomorrow too after rewatch. All right. Hey, how do we get the fuck out of here?
Like this.